have these kind of platforms. Right, because
Why'd
without
you look
you
at
guys,
him when he said
Yeah, and that's okay. I take that. Am I the subprimal? And that's fine because I'm fat.
why do you think you're subprimal? I didn't say that. I'm saying this categorically.
Oh, okay. Well, because you looked at him and you said primal and subprimal alike. But that's fine. I'm not in my primal shape.
I got one of the smartest, most genius guys that works within tip of the spear. This is the smartest guy you'll ever meet. He is definitely not primal. And then people say things, and then he takes things completely out of context. I think you might be too smart for your own good sometimes. I'll just tell you right now.
I got a double stream effect going.
If you hate me, if you love me, if you're primal, if you're subprimal, if you have an audience, then you have somebody I can speak to, right? Because hurt and hate and suffer and struggle today, this is indiscriminate.
I pause this.
Right? There's so many men today that are aimlessly wondering about life. There's no purpose, no passion. There's no fight. There's no unite. There's weak.
Let's go.
And there's submissive men. Listen, there's a whole world of people today that are suffering with depression, anxiety, infertility. You've probably heard me talk about this, right? There's low energy, low libido, and low ambition in life. There's a better life to live, and I know that you guys know this because the way that you guys laugh, the roar of your laughter, right? You can't laugh like that and be expansive and contract and have a life of scarcity at the same time. So y'all know this life, and so that's what I'm championing today, is because of this kind of hurt, hate, suffer, and struggle. This is my job, right? To advance these 9 ancestral tenets so that our people no longer have to suffer, so we can express our highest and most dominant. Without a show like this, I don't have a chance to reach audiences. So that's when you say, hey man, thanks for coming on, I'm like, hey, thank you for having me.
Whoa.
That's the real.
I just opened up my own like stream
I'll
here.
say this. Oh, I know. We've been trying to get you.
Yeah.
All you had to do was send me a jet, put me up in a penthouse.
Yeah, I know.
That's all you had to do.
Well, here, since you mentioned that, let me just show the people what we're referring to. Liver King has been hyping this visit up on Instagram stories. First, it was.
I'm gonna get canceled for this.
Why
I
did
saw that Instagram story. I was like, oh no, people are gonna yell at me. Yeah.
I guess people don't like the
Well, it's not eco-friendly. They got canceled for it.
But Liver King doesn't give a fuck.
What I give a fuck about is the game if what it takes is a private club and a
You can't cancel Liver, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the Liver's forever. Yeah, look at it.
The Primal's over at the H3 podcast. It was H3, right?
Wow. Such a huge fan, huh, Liver?
This is the deal. Hey, I go where they tell me, and they're like, hey, H3 has a giant jet waiting for you.
Right.
They already have this suite.
So that's not very. So it's primal to be driving. Like it's still primal. Because I don't know. I want to.
Driving primal.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it 100% is, and I'm going to go ahead and
Send
put
tweet.
this to bed once and for all. Because people say this shit forever, right? Hey, driving in a car is not, is this primal, flying in a jet, having a beach house is, having a ranch is, and so this is what I say, like, the evolutionary hunters.
Oh, my webcam's not even on.
They did this for a better life, right? They left the comfort of the cave to go explore adventure and excitement and to pull our entire ecosystem forward. You had those other guys remaining in the shadow. I call those guys
I
the
unplugged the
making reaction videos, sitting on the couch, right?
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck. I
Unplugged my
fucking hate those
webcam.
guys, man.
Oopsie.
Straight up.
But because this is what happened.
I would never do
The
that.
evolutionary hunter left, and he started to collect the skeletal remains because before we were apex predators, we were scavengers. Right? The apex predators would do their thing, they'll leave the skeletal remains. We would collect the cranium, we would collect the femur bone. We would bring that back. We figured out how to use percussion technology to crack that open.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Well, I don't know. I bet.
Is that primal?
What are you talking about?
He has the big Netflix documentary.
Somebody was talking about Jeffrey Dahmer yesterday. I'm like, why is everybody talking about Is that why?
Because Evan Peters killed it. I mean, literally, figuratively. It's Jeffrey Dahmer, a new show on Netflix.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, people were obsessed with this, like,
Dude,
re-traumatizing.
No, because it's too good.
They're just like,
I think
I
that's
just want to go
literally the
fuck.
reason.
I just want to go eat a heart. Well, Jeffrey Dahmer, like you, eats hearts.
Well, let me say
Human
this.
hearts.
Right, well, heart.
Oh,
Jeffrey Dahmer, primal or not primal?
I don't think
I'm gonna
I
say
did something
I'm
and it
gonna make
started
this
lagging more.
Right. Here's the thing. Before I make it official, I
Okay,
really want
I
to
know.
do this point. Liver King doesn't plug into trending stuff. So somebody brought this up yesterday on a podcast. I'm like, why are
Disable
people talking
live
about?
preview.
Well, I mean, he's
Well, now
not
you've
exactly
answered it.
trending. He did this in 1991. Like, that's the
But
last
apparently,
time.
Okay.
but apparently it's trending because there's a new documentary.
Yeah.
The percussion technology came first, and then the guy that's sitting in the comfort of the cave says, "Hey, that's not very primal. You're using technology." right? And then we figure out how to sculpt that rock into a bifacial blade. And the subprimal says, hey, this is not very primal. Then we figure out fire at will, we figure out language, these innate technologies. And if you just look at technology over time, technology has a story across time and space, right? And then we built houses and planes and cars. And technology is a utility until it no longer is. So what I would say is driving in that F-450 dually tank, evolutionarily
That's a 450.
it's an F-450 dually tank. You come on a head-on collision with this guy. And
You will kill a whole fucking family of people if you need to.
whatever it takes to get the message out. Hey, it's for the greater good.
Yeah, let me ask you this then, by that logic, because that is interesting. You talk about technology, and all that is what's primal, right? We're coming out of the cave.
This is utility.
A utility. So what is GMO's primal?
So I say that it's technology and it's primal, it's ancestral until it no longer is. And until it's to our detriment. So I'm going to give you an example with social media, right? Because people are like, hey, you're on social media. Oh, yeah, you're real primal. I'm like, okay, you got me. You got me. First and foremost, my phone is on airplane mode. I don't know if you call it a phone at that point, but I use it as a camera, right? And I use social media as this incredible weapon to get this message out. Right? I follow 9 people total, half of my family, liver boys and liver queen. Right? So I would say I use social media to create and to curate value. Once you use it to mindlessly consume content, and now that's a placeholder for real value that you can create with stacks and compounds inside yourself that you can express to the outside world. Once you use it to your detriment, I would say it no longer is primal.
So is
What about
I never listened to Liver King, really.
Well, no. I mean, why would you want to do that?
Pooping?
You know what? I use my best weapon, right?
You think about shit?
Yeah.
Whoa, what'd you think about this morning?
You know what? I don't even know what I thought. I thought about you guys.
Yeah.
You know, this
Oh,
morning.
what an honor.
Right, thinking about you guys.
But going back to the GMO question, I think that was a good one. Go.
So is GMO primal or subprimal?
At this point, this is what I'm thinking. When you start to get into gene editing, that kind of stuff, genetic modifications, right now, I would say that's completely subprimal.
Right, because you could say the same thing. I mean, if you're just editing a stick, you're taking a stick, you're turning it into a spear. You could say the same thing about the
He's
tomatoes.
So soy. He's so soy. He needs you to tell him that frozen pizzas are primal.
That's not what I'm saying. If people just splice the genes of fucking tomatoes so that they could live better in the cold and therefore feed more people, or rice.
And is that good? This is
Why
one
not?
of the most dangerous things. I'll tell you why not. Because people think living better. Like, here's the thing. You know, and I get this criticism all the time. Yeah, but our early ancestors lived till 30. And I'm like, you call what we're doing today living? Right? Because we figured out how to prolong life.
But
Right?
to be fair, I do think that this is better. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, that's pretty fucked up.
Cause like I don't want to die from like dysentery or whatever. Like I think it's pretty chill.
Where
I
the
get to look at
heck am I?
TikToks,
Or
like
people were straight up dying of the flu.
there's like
I'll hit it with you guys.
I haven't really looked at that
These
lake
are
area.
85% of people today live with self-esteem issues. 80% struggle paycheck to paycheck, and we got to figure out why. Like, we're trying to express our
We're fighting some action.
say it.
Whatever you want to call it. 80% of people are struggling with paycheck to paycheck. 70% are overweight, half are obese, 50% are sick, 40% have a broken character, 20% experience infertility. Now you can't look around this room and tell me either you or someone in your family or people around this room are suffering with these things.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a better life? We're hurting at
I heard something.
Oh,
Oh, jeez. Yep,
what you're
they found
saying.
me.
And I do think that fitness plays a good role in that as well. I think goal setting and like achieving said goals is also a really good way for me, at least, and to live my life. That's how I've been able to accomplish things.
Blowing
that
up
I've
my
accomplished.
car, buddy.
But ultimately, I do like the fun stuff. Like I
there
like
you are.
living it every now and
If you go visit with these modern day permaculture tribes in the Amazon,
I ain't afraid of this storm.
you're going to find that permaculture tribes have absolutely no material possessions, have no access to pastries, have no access to video
Oh
games.
no.
The kind of life that they live, I guarantee every single person.
Come on.
I've never had an
There
ace
we
in
go.
Valorant. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
a video
Valorant's a video game.
Like, I don't know.
And when you get an
I'm
ace
helping.
in it, like you feel so
For
accomplished.
how long?
For a while actually.
Well,
Especially
well,
if you
I'll
clip
tell
it,
you,
It doesn't fulfill me, Liver King.
Because, hey, props to you, but this is
Why
what
are
I
you so
believe.
sucking up there?
I'm
Right?
telling him the truth. I think you're just got
This guy
hysterically.
speaks
It's
truth.
on. Yeah,
Because,
thank you, Liver.
I made a video the other day. We were high lifting, we were
Check
mudding out at the range,
splash.
we were shooting guns, and then somebody
Come
said,
on,
and I made
abilities,
this
though.
comment, you don't need video games when you can lead real life like this with your family. with
Child
your
warriors
partner."
and shit.
And so somebody responded, hey, must be real nice if you have millions of dollars. And I'm thinking,
Right.
really? That's interesting. Maybe you go get millions of dollars if you stop doing video games and do real life. And did you ever beat a video game and say, oh my God, I did it. I got an ace in Valor. Hear me out. And then you said, this changed my life. This is part of my legacy. And this is a lasting dopaminergic thing that uplifts.
That's so true, Liver.
Yes. He's wrong.
Gosh dang.
There's a video
No,
game.
you're right.
It's called. It's made by this man named Miyazaki. From Software is the company. They make these games called Dark Souls,
Yeah.
Elden Ring. Oh,
That's a
all
good
of a
point.
sudden,
Oh, that is a
all
good
of a
point.
sudden, how the
It's a good game.
turntables.
It is
Wow,
a good
so,
game.
so this game actually, unironically, taught me a lot about like controlling my anger and frustration. It's a single player game. It's not even like competitive. You're just like literally trying to.
Kind
defeat
of
these
valid.
bosses.
You can
It's so
learn.
difficult,
You can
okay?
learn from
They're
games.
so incredibly difficult to
You
defeat.
can have.
And you need
You
to get
can
the
have
timing correct,
life-changing
like you need to get the rhythm
experiences
correct.
with
You need to
games.
study their move sets.
Can-
Every time you do something, there's like an adequate reaction coming from that boss. So you need to like manipulate your own movements to make sure that your enemy is doing the wrong thing. All of that stuff is so tilting and so frustrating when you play on your own. And you just get angry and angry and angry. And then at a certain moment, you realize like, well, if I keep bouldering through this problem, I'm not going to be able to accomplish it. So actually, Elden Ring and From Software games have genuinely changed my perspective on how to control my frustration.
It seems like it was a hunt of
big
some
truck.
sort.
Yeah.
It was
Do you have any kids?
Yeah.
No, I'm 31.
You're 31. So, like, I would say, what are your roles and goals in life, right? For me, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm a husband, I'm a boss, I'm a brother, right? I have certain roles and goals, and I'm thinking, what role and
Tilted
goal does that make me better at?
Tower.
If one of your roles is I'm an entrepreneur and video games is my thing, you know, then good on you, right? Because that will make you better, more fulfilled, more valuable to your outside world, right? For me, this is not one of my roles and goals.
Well, I think
I mean, I
what I'm
think
saying
look,
is like,
we
it
can all
does help
agree
with problem
here.
solving.
I play video games. I mean, playing video games is subprimal. Let's just be real about it.
Ooh, Ethan.
Spoken on the issue, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like a no-brainer.
I think playing video games is
The hot
fine
takes.
as long
I
as you
do
it
think
in
it is
moderation.
subprimal in his
Let me
category, but
actually- I'm
as
gonna
long
put
as you
this
don't
correct.
let it
My
deter,
own liverboard
like,
thing.
hurt yourself.
Okay,
do they play?
Okay.
I know, I'm
There's
relaxing.
like an asphalt,
Work,
there's a racing game.
Oh, yeah.
screaming
There's
because
like
I
a-
wanted to.
There's some
No Fortnite? Fortnite?
that one.
Oh,
You
yeah.
playing Fortnite?
So here's the thing. So people ask me all the time, do you let if you believe this is subprimal, do you let your kids do subprimal things? And this is what I say: if you earn it, you can go do it.
Okay.
Right? If you don't earn it, you're not getting access
I like
to
that.
doing that.
Okay.
So they get up in the morning and they immediately practice something. They make their own breakfast. They get a workout. The first workout is they do 2 workouts every day. They do practice.
I am just gonna drive through this town. Bow, bow. Gonna drive. Bow, bow, bow. Good for his kids, kind of. Alright. Bow, bow.
In your life, you're gonna say, "Oh, I just what? I'm not gonna practice this video game." Right now, this is the Fortnite.
Someone just left this car. Like, a good time in this car.
I don't do that effect. I'm not doing it here. But I mean, or at least not being empathetic about
Trying to
their
find-
experience.
So I'm open to that. But I grew up, born in the 70s. I grew up in
Let's drop that.
I'll come 25. Oh my God!
What? He looks younger than both of us.
I appreciate that. Look at the skin, man.
You were oh, shit. I have so many questions.
Well, I'll just get into it. Okay, so here's the thing.
He's sweating. He's listening down.
Bro, you look amazing. Are you hot right now?
That's the thing. My thermoregulatory mechanisms. I don't wear all the deodorant, the shit that blocks it. So I'm like, right now I'm perfect. This is my homeostasis. This is my air conditioning coming on. We would play John
There's some
Madden.
big
but, you know,
cars.
the graphics were so horrific. After 30 minutes, we
Fast
just watched
cars.
it.
Stick with the big one.
so after 30 minutes, you go out the street and play football. Right? When you put down the phone, when you put down the video game, when you come in here, you create this kind of electricity.
Just gonna drive right on through. I came in on through.
That's crazy.
And so I stopped playing video games. I stopped playing video games.
I just honked at him. Are they honking at me?
Value to the outside world.
Ah, I thought I could make a friend. That was funny.
Courageous. And so I would push back and I'd say, I've had some of those opportunities, and I'm going to tell you when I hung it up. My wife had Stryker, our firstborn, and she says something, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm bored out of my mind in here, in the hospital. And I said, I gotta go home, I gotta go get something. All I wanted to do was play Halo.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad, Liver.
Well, how much you want to bet? That's what a lot of people think about. They don't even do real life because that other experience is so grand.
Can I give you a rebut to that?
Well, I'm almost done. So
Okay,
this will
go
take
ahead,
10
Liver.
seconds to be done.
Yeah.
I played my last game of Halo. I went home, got on immediately, and I said I'm done forever because I was
felt
thinking about
so
this.
bad.
I felt bad. I knew it wasn't right. I threw everything away, and I never played a video game again.
Do you think you have an addictive personality?
That's what I was getting at. Is potentially.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm the same way.
yeah.
I'm the same way, and I had similar experiences with video games as well. For me, it was role playing. There's a server, and it tied into my business as well, obviously. So it's like doubly fucked up. But yeah, I've always struggled with addiction my entire life. So what I've tried to do always is, and the way I describe it is, I try to hyper focus on addictions that are overall positive, like fitness, working out, monitoring my calories, making sure that I have a healthy diet, or my work, which I love, you know what I mean, like Twitch streaming, and constantly improving myself. Those are the things that I've hyper focused on instead, because I know I'm just going to be addicted to something no matter what it is, and I'd rather have it be that instead of alcohol, cigarettes, and even in certain instances, video games. Yeah. So that's how I've been able to get to the place I've got to, which is pretty fucking primal, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is primal.
Primal
my
as
question
hell.
is it possible that, first of all, you went and played Halo when your wife was giving birth? Or like when she was in that, so she was in the room with the newborn, and you're like, fucking Halo time, baby.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so is it possible that your own addictive personality is perhaps you're seeing the world through your own lens, obviously, because what other lens do we see it through?
Right.
And it's possible that, a lot of other people in the world can have a healthy relationship with video games, whereas obviously you just go all out on everything.
I believe everything in moderation is all fucking full of shit. Right.
We don't believe in moderation.
Okay, good. I don't.
Interesting.
This is what I believe. You want an uncommon
heard
life,
that.
you got to do uncommon things, right? You want more in life, which virtually everybody does. Guess what? You got to do more in life. And if you apply
I'll see if I
moderation to
can't plug my
everything,
webcam
you're a jack of all trades. You're a king of none, right? You're a master of none. And so this is what I believe. This is what I do. I go all in, and then I outsource everything else. I'm laser focused, and so this is what has allowed me to create resistance and to create progress in my relative growth in my life. Right?
Let me ask you this. Sid Arthur, primal or subprimal?
Not with these
He
headphones.
was all about the center of
I
moderation.
have to unplug these headphones if I wanted to get my face cam on.
He is a fucking coward, bro. And by the way, he wouldn't even eat. He would sit there and fast and eat like as little rice as possible.
Wow, bullshit.
Beta, babe.
Well, by the way, fasting is a primal practice. But
He was starving
we'll start. Well, listen.
on purpose.
It's okay to start. So we start for 5 days a quarter.
That's crazy.
We don't need any calories for 5 days every quarter. So there are some practices there that I would say are absolutely perfectly
Right,
fine.
right.
I don't know anything else about Buddha or that religion.
Okay.
I think as we get to talking, I think you're gonna, or guys are gonna say, I know a lot about primal living. I know a lot about ancestral living. Again, my fight in the world is we're gonna talk a whole lot about why people are hurting, how people are hurting, and how there's an elegant solution to returning people back to the default strength, health, and happiness. And you're gonna say at the end of this, Liver King doesn't know shit about Buddha or religion or politics or policy. I'm good with that, right? I'm not plugged in to that world. I'm plugged into my primal bubble. And these,
That's fine. No, I'm not judging. There's no judgment here. I want to go back to something interesting though, because I have the GMO topic. I'm trying to go back because this is something I care about. I feel like they get a bad rep. What is it that's so primal about the GMO? I just didn't understand.
well, bottom line is I just think Mother Nature has it.
Mother Nature had it right. But then where do you draw the line where Mother Nature had it right? Because like surgery, you know, cancer treatment.
I'll tell you where I draw the line there is acute medicine, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But if Mother Nature had it right, and if we live close to Mother Nature, and if we embrace design and separate, and it's all first principles based on Mother Nature had it right, it's all preventative.
'Cause the thing is,
We're not even talking about surgery and cancer and depression and anxiety. You look at these modern day
hear ya.
corporate sides, it's non-existent. These things are
You
non-existent.
think you'll eliminate the root cause, eliminate microplastics out of your life?
All right.
This is what you're saying, right?
Enough of that stuff. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
yeah. It's true, but it's not the
People dig in,
GMO.
like, yeah, no.
And I love how you were talking about editing a stick. Like, this guy's so cerebral. You can actually justify anything. You're one of the most dangerous men, probably to yourself and to others. Because
agree.
of what you can justify. Like,
Well,
the
hold
minute
on,
people
though,
start
Liver.
doing that, I'm like, oh, fuck. This is
He's just riding.
Well, hold on, Liver. I'm testing your logical facilities here. Because rice, GMO rice, there's literally billions of rice that they have the ability to fortify it with vitamins that people.
That guy
who are
was really
malnourished aren't
cute.
getting. They have the ability to make rice flourish in like different climates that we're used to now.
Wait, are you for GMOs?
Very much, yeah.
Okay.
I think GMOs are primal.
I go back and forth on GMOs because like I feel like I grew up in Turkey and you didn't have certain vegetables and certain fruits and certain foods. You know what I mean? Like that was not the case when I was growing up. And I never saw like that was like this big until I came to America, and that shit was so nice. Luckily, they now sell like Persian cucumbers.
Love the food.
Yeah, but like that's what I grew up with.
Are you sure they're not just different types of cucumbers?
Well, I mean, it's still, I think it's still, like modified. Every part of the process to make like strawberries as big and as juicy.
So what's wrong with that?
And apples as juicy. The only thing I have about it is not that like, oh man, it's giving you cancer or whatever. I don't believe in any of that. I just
That
think
part's
that
true.
yeah, it is, yeah, definitely. Yeah, of course.
Oh, we're
But,
playing some Fortnite now, boys.
I do think that like the taste of it is more bland in a weird way.
Well, that's a fair criticism
Yeah.
to face, but I push back when people say like, oh, it's
Yeah, no,
healthy,
that's-
or there's something.
That's
Oh,
only-
shit. Oh, wow. Thank you
just
for
don't
the
like,
food delivery.
I don't like when they try to like drive the most profit out of
Yeah,
like
I-
the same thing by
Sure.
just basically
And how does it
constantly
save billions of
modifying
lives?
it.
Also, like in example, in lots of parts of Asia, they're like malnourished and super deficient in
Come on.
certain vitamin types. And their primary source of food is rice. And as you know,
And-
in China and India, there's so many people, billions and billions of people.
Yeah. That's some good Fortnite.
Or like
That was some good
Food
Fortnite.
becomes scarce and unavailable, and what they've managed to do is make rice that's super resilient to all these different weather sources. It is extra packed with vitamins that helps them avoid malnourishment. And so this rice, this specific rice that I'm talking about, has saved billions of lives, it's estimated. So I think the GMOs can actually, when you're talking about like being able to feed more people and making it more resilient. And
Let's see, they're
because
talking about-
people say there's not
What
enough
was
food
that ad? Melee
in the world to
Madness?
feed everyone.
That's not
Let's
even
check
true.
it out. It's more
Right,
primal.
but I think, yeah, because we can't transport like fucking meat from America and feed people in Africa.
By
But
Epic?
because of GMOs, it makes it
Yeah.
possible that people can eat
Epic's
cheaper
picked.
and have more reliable food sources
You know, I
for,
have
for
this
massive
conversation
populations. Yeah.
every once in a while. Like people start talking about something going on halfway across the world, right? And they don't even have their own lives in order. And how much you want to bet? The statistics I told you are universal, right? The 85% self-esteem, 80% struggle paycheck, all that stuff, right? Our people are really hurting. And these are the same people, you know, that don't have a penny in their bank account, and they're having conversations about crypto investing, right? They're talking about things before they've taken personal responsibility and accountability. So what I generally say to people is like, guys, we should probably have this really candid conversation over dinner. But what I know is going to serve the audience the best is if you can take personal responsibility, if you can get your own life in order by doing these 9 ancestral tenets, if you can get your own household in order, go help your neighbor. Once you can help your neighbor, go help your community. Once you can do that, we can go sit down at dinner, and then we can talk about.
We're being primal. We're hunting boars.
Have your own life in order, which most people don't.
It's
How are they talking about helping other people?
Sword Art Online up in here.
And this is just like you have kids. How many kids?
Two boys.
I thought so.
Just like you,
Both
right?
boys, cool, yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I don't know if you believe this. This is what I think. Is that we have a job to do as a dad. It's to affirm our kids with the depth of worth and potential that they come to believe in you. How can you do that as a parent if you don't believe in yourself?
Roll.
You got to take that personal accountability and responsibility, believe in yourself, and then affirm your kid that same way. So as we get to talking, again, I think it's as simple as I believe Mother Nature had it right. It's incredibly good.
Oh, you can like lock on. Yo, you can go full freaking.
Way overfed. Is this helping people out, or is it possibly to our detriment? Again, this is really nuanced stuff. What I would say is, do you guys know how many people have killed themselves?
5 bones.
Take a guess.
I don't have enough bones.
A couple thousand, probably.
Turn to Valhalla.
But worldwide, it's between.
Oh, this one's mine.
1 to 1.5 million people kill themselves.
Oh.
And they have no hope. There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Ooh.
You know what's even more fucked up? Is the disproportionate number of men doing it. 3.5 times more men do it. But you know what the most fucked up thing is? There's a 20x multiplier on attempts. Again, a 20x multiplier. No hope, no potential in their lives. They take
I got
so
strong weapons.
The 20x multiplier on attempts is disproportionately towards women, I think, because men, if I'm not mistaken, are more successful, or they use more violent means to complete it.
Oh, that's an interesting gender.
Yeah.
I said all like.
No, that's like, for example,
Primal or
What the heck is
subprimal?
going on?
Women?
Yeah.
This is no different than men.
Okay.
Right? This
I'm
is
just
no
curious
different
because they
from
were
men.
they were failing out on the.
well, they use
Suicide
different
attempt.
means like.
I can't believe you just asked that. You should be in trouble for asking that
I-
question.
Women use different
I'm just
means.
posing the questions here.
Like the availability of guns is a
Probably
big
not going
contributing
up
factor
there.
to increasing suicide
that
rates,
chest?
and
Yeah.
also part of it is because
many bones I
it,
got?
it literally factors into like men
9
having higher rates of
bones.
suicide
I
as
can
well, because
upgrade.
like they often use it
This is my deal. It's like,
Good
What's
listening.
under our nose? Okay.
thank you.
You
Let's
can
go.
ask
Let's focus in on the good shit.
Does chickens do anything?
Yes.
The penthouse.
Yeah.
I can't believe you sent me 2
Phones.
luxury vehicles. I
Of
showed
course.
up.
Over the top. I know that.
Can I bring
Absolutely.
guys?
Please.
my
Yeah. Oh my God. You're telepathically.
Jesus Christ.
Yes. So. Absolutely. And so these meats have been sitting out for a minute now. Are this going to give me parasites, tapeworms?
The primal, if you get it.
Liver King Chef Jeffrey Dahmer here. I mean Lionel.
Are tapeworms primal or subprimal?
Totally primal.
What? I
I mean,
can't.
all parasites.
Swingy?
You lose some weight if you get some tapeworm.
Effortlessly. Like you probably, we should all have a couple tapeworms.
If I would only be so lucky. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Chef Lionel.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I got some treats for y'all, by the way. We of course have our charcuterie board, not our normal charcuterie.
Yo, this thing kills everything.
Love bone marrow.
The bone marrow. We always eat it at the temperature of the
Primal!
I'm a big fan of bone marrow.
Okay. Let's
Grenades.
find out.
You want me to hit it raw right now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, just give me the intel on this meat. You guys are feeding us raw meat. So how do you guys make sure that it's like good?
Yeah, definitely.
That
So,
It's just like a stick of butter. Nothing like
I mean, do I even need the sword?
so we treat it exactly like sushi. The ones we're doing it ourselves. There, we'll save the blood. get in there is because of contamination. And that's
Right.
what we try to do.
Transfer of passage. Just think about it. If you butchered the animal,
Flavor.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a fancy restaurant?
We keep it like this just to keep all the nutritional value in there. We don't want to lose anything. We want it to
Lower the volume of Fortnite a little bit.
That's when it's the temperature of the cow.
Got a little loud.
I want to also give just a quick response to the pathogenic load. Before we were apex predators, we were scavengers. We talked about this. We would eat stuff that had been rotting for days and weeks. We're meant to take on the pathogenic load. The pH of our stomach is more acidic than pure carnivore. The pH of our stomach is similar to that of a complete scavenger. So we're meant to take on this pathogenic load.
I mean, like,
Well, we have, and this is my point. This is my point. You can put out a piece of meat for a couple of months, and you can have a problem, and you can start to build a pathogenic result. Hey, listen, if the zombie apocalypse comes, we're good to go, right? And there's no
Freaking
refrigerators,
strong.
everything's spoiling. We can eat anything everywhere. So what I would say is today we're having little bits of this, right? And as pristine as he's kept it, you're still going to get a little bit of a pathogenic load. My advice to everybody: you're going to be completely
I'm
fine.
here for the pathogen.
you are so fun.
I'm not ready for that.
you don't
load.
eat any sushi?
Actually, not.
I don't eat any sushi.
Do you guys
really don't eat raw
when
food.
you have a steak, how do you have it cooked?
Oh, I eat it medium rare to rare.
medium,
That's fine.
No,
rare.
no
Good
different.
answer.
There's no different.
Yeah, but it picks up the bacteria stuff during the process too, probably, and like the processing plant and stuff like that.
Yeah, so whatever we don't know what if someone else is butchering it for us, we're not going to eat it raw fresh. But what we normally do whenever someone else is butchering it for us, we'll treat it like sushi and we'll freeze it for at least 7 days.
Door. There's no door.
And my main thing is to not get
Vegetas.
Liver King and this family sick. And,
Have you guys ever got sick
pretty
from Chef? I'm sorry, what was your name?
Lionel.
Lionel.
You
All
guys-
the fucking time. All the time. So that means nobody reach out to hire him. He's mine. You don't want him. He makes us sick every day. We've never done it.
But do you ever put seasoning on it, or you just go down and raw, eat it raw? Yeah.
Wait, I have a question. When's the last time you had like a McDonald's burger? Like, you know,
That's a good
like a Big
question.
Mac.
Is it a good
Mushroom.
question? Like I'm
curious.
I'll tell you. 20 years ago.
Whoa.
20 years? I mean, listen, I think the Whopper is dog
Wow.
shit, but like every now and then, you know what I
20
mean?
years.
I'm gonna
I'm
fucking have a
McDonald's.
burger every now and then.
Do you eat burgers?
Yeah,
Oh, you have
all the
burger
time.
patties.
All the time, but here's the thing: I can't get food anywhere else that's more delicious than the food that Liver King Chef Lionel prepares for us.
Sideways
And when you
rifle.
think about
Oh, this thing
the
is still
relative difference of Going
glitched.
somewhere else and knowing that the food, number one, was not taste as good, and number two, how destructive. the
Oh,
seed
it's
oils
a
are.
good
Protein
gun,
oils, all that shit
but
is
it's
cooked
so
in seed oils. And seed
glitched.
oils lead to cell necrosis, which leads to inflammation, which leads to the chronic diseases we're talking about. This is one of the compounds.
I can't even
why
see
we're
what I'm
suffering today.
shooting.
Why would I ever want to
seeds.
go? Seed oils.
The seeds are the enemy of the people.
Well, seed oils are really rich in linoleic acid. It's an omega-6 acid. It's an extremely
What
inflammatory
do you
acid.
think about oat milk? Because that shit's bomb.
Is oat milk real? How are you going to milk an oat?
I don't know how they do it.
Checkmate,
I don't know how they
atheist.
do it. When I was growing up, I was a big dairy boy. And I still obviously love cheese, love ice cream, all that sort of
Yeah,
stuff,
let's eat
right?
this shit before it starts rotting.
Yeah, this guy knows. Let's go. What's that? What's that?
So this is gonna be
Yeah.
this is like a very almost intimidating type of organ, but my personal favorite is gonna be the testicles. These are bull testicles right here.
Now, what's the benefit of eating the testes? Is that gonna make me more virile? Am I gonna be able to?
That grenade do be bouncing.
In your mouth.
Oh my god. I thought that was good and fresh.
Okay, number one. Power game.
Put balls in our mouth. What's going on?
I want you to let me know what it reminds you of.
Yeah, it looks like chicken, which immediately I am worried about because when I see that,
This looks like the kind of meat you want to cook.
it does look like
It
chicken.
is really good cooked, but raw is
Come on,
preferable.
put it down there.
Oh god.
You're going to love it. How much you want to bet you like this the
Oh,
most?
it's dripping, dog.
So, get all the testicle juice down there.
So what's the benefit of eating cow fat?
Like the whole slice. That's why it's called the testicle, right? That's
No
why.
smell.
That's why liver's called the liver. There's specific peptides. There's enzymes. There's cell signals. There's all these things in here.
I'm putting it down.
Yeah. just swallow it. You didn't even chew it. You didn't even taste it.
Oh, that does not taste good.
Wait, he didn't even chew it, liver.
And you can do whatever. It's
I didn't
down.
know you can fucking deep throat like that. I'm
What?
gonna try it.
Oh, you fucking chew that.
Come on.
I will. I'm not a fucking subprimal bitch.
Chew it. You're gonna throw up.
No way. He's got it.
Dude, that is. Oh.
You're fine. You're good to go.
I went everywhere but inside
No
the
way.
big old
Don't
house.
do it. Wait, did he? Hey, you see what that says on there?
Oh, we got a subprimal ball.
We got a subprimal spit bucket if you can't do it.
Oh
Where are
my
you?
God, liver.
Ah! Fatty.
You got testicles in your mouth. You're done.
That was not a great experience.
It tastes like
that I would like to.
I did nothing to you.
It doesn't taste good.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't like that.
Oh, you're gonna wait for
I gotta
liver.
wash my hands.
Liver is like so. We eat a lot of liver in turkey. My favorite food is actually sheep intestine. I love sheep intestine. It's one of my favorite things to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not used to eating. So I was like super well cleaned, and then they cook it on this like spinning thing that they do done at, and then they'll like cut it finely with a lot of spices and onions and peppers, and like it's really spicy. It's really fucking good. And then you just like put it in the middle of a bread that they sit underneath the fatty, like the fat dripping into it. I love it. It's delicious. Liver is another thing that we eat a lot in turkey,
That was the
but
worst
I've
thing I've ever
never liked liver because I
So
think
far.
it's too. Like the scent and the smell of liver, I don't really like it that much.
Well, then let's get down on some liver.
You
I'm being straight up with you guys. That was just
They like the liver. I don't like liver.
and this man
I've
eats
tried
frozen
liver.
pizzas like all the time.
Well,
brain
here's the
in.
thing. Our palates change. Our palates change.
Liver.
Right, that's true.
And here's the deal is, when I started eating, I really, this is going to sound very surprising. I really didn't know how I was not going to eat some of that processed food again, like the cookies and the donuts. In fact, there was
You were
one.
missing it.
I did. Yeah. Are you getting that one right now? Yeah.
Cheers.
Go ahead, I'll follow you. I'll follow too. Sounds chewing this time. You didn't deep throat it.
Yeah, it's
In air
yeah.
smash. I
It's
didn't
actually
even
not
know.
that bad. Liver can be very.
What the fuck is that?
This right here is gonna be like travel blood.
Travel blood?
Yeah.
That's right. I want to finish my point because I didn't know how it was
Fucking
done.
travel blood.
You haven't had the liver.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
get on liver and shut up for a second.
I died.
Sorry, liver.
Because I didn't know how I was going to cut out the processed food. And there were times I was sleeping, nobody would see me do it. Because I really couldn't control it. And then over a couple of years, this stuff to me is absolutely no, actually the testicle's not delicious.
Yeah, that's just
Oh.
It's not good.
the liver is
Okay,
definitely
thank
way
you
more
for at least
edible.
saying that. I thought I was great. So that tasted like shit to you too?
It doesn't taste good.
No.
It doesn't taste like shit, but it doesn't taste good.
That's how the testes always taste?
You know, sometimes he makes testicles ceviche, and you love that.
That's flavor.
Oh, you were
that.
going to say, I've had liver cooked. I think weirdly enough, when you cook it, it draws more of the flavor out of it, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I had raw liver that a friend of mine prepared, identical to like a poke bowl.
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty good. It was like marinated with like some sort of, I think it was like some sort of like Korean spice. And that was actually really fucking good when I had it like that. I would rather eat it like this than cooked. I don't know why. Liver is not that good.
What's so special about liver as I eat this? Go ahead.
You're gonna
Well,
get
I'll tell you, because this is why the name is Liver King. Because if I can get this message out, you're gonna use a subprimal spit bucket twice. Subprimal. I wish my kids were
Listen,
here to laugh at you
Listen,
right now.
there's no. I'm not here to prove anything.
so far. This
I
is so good.
will come before you self-proclaimed subprimal. I eat fucking GMO apples and everything.
I know that you're primal in other capacity, right? And so I know that you have it in you because
It's chewy. It's tendony.
Yeah, and what's your favorite
What the
food?
fuck is that?
Wait, you have too much stuff going on in that.
What the fuck is that, Liver King?
Let's get a
Shit.
cheers on the blood, guys.
Get
Guys,
the blood,
you
guys.
That's too much.
Right,
Cheers.
Okay, well, what? Before I drink this, what the fuck is this?
It's travel blood.
What is travel blood?
It's blood that we travel with.
Cheers.
It's the same way we travel with blood that we're able to
How does it
bring
say
over.
travel with? Tell me about that.
So we freeze dry it and then always bring it over
Give
and
me
then
fucking blood.
I want to
Okay.
eat. I want to cheers.
So it's like
Let's have a little sip. Come on. Let's stop talking. Let's do it.
I have to analyze it. It's a podcast. Is it seasoning?
Have you ever had broth? Like just raw?
No, I've never had broth. What's that?
No, it's like cold broth.
these itself like the blood. Blood has flavor. Kidney, outer liver, on some meat, that seasoning itself. Like it has a weird.
I don't know if I want to drink all of it.
Prove to me how much you love
I
it.
think a couple of sips are good to go.
It's like.
And why do we consume blood, Liver?
We've always done it, right? Since the time. Listen, I want to answer the question about the liver because you asked that question. And here's the thing:
Let me cheers you, lady.
if you want to be an alpha organism kicking an ass in life, right? You don't need to know about all the peptides in here. You don't need to know about the vitamins and minerals. What you need to know
That I got down.
if you want to be an alpha organism, do what other alpha organisms do, right? If you look at killer whales, they're the ultimate predators of the sea. They rip open great white sharks and they go for the liver first. Lions go for the liver first. The modern day primitive culture tribes, they go for the liver, and they're kicking their ass in life. And so, you want to know about all the vitamins? I can tell you that there's really unique things there that will otherwise be absent in your diet if you don't eat liver. Liver is the most nutrient food that there is. You gotta find it. Listen, you gotta do this. But you gotta find a way to get it in your diet.
Why do you just do that?
Ethan, we've just taken this out of our diet. In Turkey, they still do it. In a lot of other countries, we're still eating organs. We've recently abandoned the ways of our ancestors in favor of muscle meat that falls off the bone.
What about hot dogs,
Is that
though?
a dick?
I could eat this stuff. It was.
Is that a penis?
It
What
is.
animal's cock are we
Well,
about
don't
to
let
eat?
not a
perfect be
cow.
the enemy of good. If you can get this stuff in cooked,
Yeah.
cook it up. Sear it.
I just don't
put
like
the
raw
spices.
food, you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
Hassan's talking about how delicious the intestines. The cultures have figured out.
Yeah, I love sheep intestines.
Bro, I'm not eating that. Fuck this.
That's a bull penis, dog.
I can
You
like
have
swim.
to. It's
Why
gonna make-
you obsessed with eating dick
Swim
and balls,
good.
bro?
Why not?
Okay, fair
What,
enough.
what,
Good
what, do you,
rebut.
what do you like? What are you obsessed with eating?
Dick and balls, bro. I like them raw in a
Well,
different form.
again, like supports like. You know, again, that's why the tissue is called what it is.
Elevator
tough,
to
man.
Jotunheim.
That looks super tender.
But the thing is, it's not just dick and balls, right?
You're just gonna force us raw dick right now. We're about to eat raw
Yo,
cock.
take me out for dinner first, man. I guess you are technically. Take me on a date first before you feed me your
Hey,
dick.
this is it.
This is our date.
Now, is that like a
Dude, that is
preserved?
way
It
too
smells
hard
like
to touch. What's
fish.
happening right now?
Okay.
It is cooked because whenever
can
you
just-
try to eat penis raw, it's soft.
Say that again.
Whenever you try to eat
everything is
penis raw,
green.
it's soft, but it's really hard to eat. Whenever you cook it, as soon as you put it in boiling water, it turns hard, but it's a lot easier.
Fortnite, I'm
When you pickle it,
ascending.
it'll be even more tender.
I'm
Yummy. What do you pickle it?
ascending.
What's your pickling process?
Does this taste bad?
Oh, no, don't fall.
Okay.
I'll be honest, it's pretty much inedible.
Yeah.
And you know, I say, hey, we're going on the H3 podcast. Let's do the legitimate things, and let's do some pickled pizzle. Like, let's have some fun because I'll do it with you guys.
He cut the tip of that dickhead. Like,
Yo, Lorraine Bobbitt.
One of
Oh, we
you
got a
fucking,
gun
What?
gun.
One of our guys.
flashback.
I don't even know what.
Tip, bro.
I got
understand.
caught up.
So if you don't like the flavor of this, so do you eat it regardless because
Oh.
it's good for you, or do
And
you
it's
not fuck
pickled.
with
You
it?
don't like the flavor of this, even though it's
100%
pickled?
I have so
what
many
you said, you know, like,
bones.
somebody told us that we're supposed
Bones,
to
I
do
got
things that we
20.
like. Eat foods that taste good, right? The
Right.
foods that are best for us probably don't taste good, right? And then when you're eating, let's say you're eating what's your favorite food?
Put my health up a little bit. Let's get the damage
Definitely
up.
fermented peanut.
You look like
Oh, we're getting some good numbers here.
why are you dodging it? It's
No,
okay.
I'm not. I like that steak.
Okay, well, I was hoping to use another example. Let's just say for people that like donuts, or for people that like crackers, or whatever the fuck it is, right? How long does it take for you to devour that? Most people, it's like a minute or two, right? So you just enjoyed something that took a minute or two to do harm to you. So you're gonna live in this body another 23 hours a day. I still like to eat foods that are delicious, and I'm always going to eat the foods that are rich nutrition, that's going to allow me to feel and function and be my best for most of the life that I'm living.
The heck is this?
So I'm okay. So I eat raw liver and raw bone marrow and raw chicken every single day.
You know, the bone marrow was by far the best on there. The bone marrow was nice.
Good.
I think I might have like
Adding
skipped
butter.
to the end or something.
Look at that test you
I
can
don't
take that
even
with.
know.
There you go.
Right, I mean,
Kiss
I'm
it.
never having that ever.
How much you want to bet with? We're gonna do a part 2, and we'll have testicle ceviche. And how much you want to say? How much you want to bet you're gonna say? I'll have seconds.
Yeah, I mean, ceviche could be good, but that's actually taking something that is like unpleasant and turning it into something pleasant. Like for me, one of the things I always tell people in my community is like, look, your diet, you have to stick to it for the rest of your life. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. Everything's a diet. You can have an unhealthy diet or you can have a healthy diet.
Hey,
And
guys.
if you want to make sure that you have a healthy diet, you have to make sure that you find foods that you like that have decent macronutrients and that you can get an adequate amount of protein and feel like you are
is like a boss fight or
like your
something.
stomach
I'm trying
is
to
full.
sell
You know what I mean? Like, and what you're describing with respect to like, you know, super carb heavy food, your body processes it way faster. It doesn't fill you up in the same exact way. It's like processed sugar. All that stuff's really bad. I think you can still every now and then sneak in something if you want to.
I
but
definitely skipped to the end.
I do think that like everything I do, at least when I'm eating it, everything I do, I try to make sure that the food that I eat, I eat chicken all the time. I eat chicken every day. I love chicken.
You like chicken liver?
But I make sure that that chicken is prepared in a way that is still, you know, fun to consume, because I want it to be tasty.
Sure.
So I whip it up in a way that like, you know, I still spice it a lot, and you know, make sure that it's still consumable and good.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. If you're not going to be eating this stuff in the future again, right? People in your community. So I tell everybody the best way to get nose to tail organ meats.
No.
Go on a hunt. Go establish this kind of connection with the animal and the land. You'll never look at taking an animal the same way. It changes everything. It creates a spiritual. If you're not going to do that, I get it. Most people won't. Go to a butcher. Look another man in the eye. Shake his hand. Get to know where your meat is coming from. And if you're not going to do that, go to the grocery store or go to one of these online ranches like White Oak Pasture is incredible. Piedmontese is another one. Still, people don't want to do that because they don't want to taste it. They don't want to. They don't want to procure it. They don't want to taste it. They don't want to put it down their mouth. So if you're not going to do that, that's where a supplement comes in. We've recently, over the last 100 or 200 years, we took this nutrition out of our diet to our detriment, and now we're suffering with deficiencies that are immeasurable. And so when I say take a supplement, you can take ancestral supplements, beef liver, or bone marrow.
These are your products.
This is the hashtag ad.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. No, go plug your shit, bro.
Well, again, at some point, you need to get this stuff in your life. And I always say liver is king because
Can I examine?
100%.
And where do people buy
While you
it?
examine, I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Go to Amazon.
Raised in New Zealand, grass-fed, grass-finished. This says it has asbestos in it. Just kidding.
I thought you were smart.
I'm just kidding.
Because here's the deal. You got to get this nutrition. I can't tell you how many kids today
So how do you make these?
are diagnosed and prescribed with conditions that are just nutrient deficiencies. And the mom hears from another mom that
crap.
they just started giving their kid liver and bone marrow.
Whoa.
And now that kid no longer expresses those symptoms of their diagnosis, right? The syntax. And now they no longer need those types of medications that are changing our neurochemistry.
I've never.
So if you can start by
went to
nutrition
Valhalla by
first. When I
accident.
say nature had it right, this is nature.
Is it? It's like, I mean,
Let me tell you what it
talking
is.
about primal nature. This
PvP.
doesn't summon.
That
what comes
is
to mind.
that. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
The only difference is the moisture's taken out of that.
Oren
Did you say
has.
the same about GMO? It's just because it's not as like obviously accessible like in our imagination.
That's the biggest fucking stretch ever.
Is
Could
it?
you say our early ancestors turned that
Well,
into that?
You say you
Let
go,
me-
this
let me
is
tell
this.
you-
I mean, you have
Game,
like what's the
let's look at
gelatin?
this.
What'd you think it was plastic?
I said gelatin.
It's from the animal. All 100% of that is animal product.
What about the bottles? Plastic.
You got me. You got me.
I'm just
guilty. But here's the thing: our early ancestors, they dried this. They made pemmican.
Right.
They stored it, right?
And
This
then
is
runs
very
off.
evolutionarily consistent.
Right.
This is ancestral. You don't have
Sick.
to taste it. And once again, remember how I'm talking about this. If you
Don't
can
worry
go
about these
procure this
and then
yourself,
I'll
there's
keep
not. This is what I
first
do.
drop.
Yeah.
Right. The only time I take ancestral supplements, liver and bone marrow and beef organs, is when I'm traveling. Otherwise, I got Liver King Chef Lionel and Liver Queen and Liver Boys and we're eating this every single day, just like this. And so, again, this is the hierarchy. I want people to go out and get the real deal, the real McCoy.
Right.
If you're not willing to do that, you got to get this in your life. And so, so I know you're not going to be doing this consistently.
No.
If I can get
Okay.
you a 1 month supply of this,
I'll take it.
because I just want an honest
I will. I'll take it and I'll be honest.
badass.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'll do the Liver King supplement. Yeah, let's do it.
Good. Good.
Ooh,
I
Ethan's
appreciate you
doing
giving
a
it a chance.
challenge.
You
I'd
know
love
it's
to
gonna
see
be
this
really
combined
bad
with
marketing
his
for you when he
with his
doesn't
working
change.
Oh,
out.
stop it.
His body
Because
composition doesn't
the
change.
thing is, I don't ever eat food like this, so if my body should be, deficient in it, right, or whatever it's in there.
Most people, when they're deficient in it, first thing they say is, I feel more energy.
Okay.
Right? And when you feel more energy, your mitochondria is starting to light up. Right? Your mitochondria is starting to light up. You have more
Star Wars
energy,
stuff?
more drive, more, yeah, perfectly Star Wars. Right? You have more of the currency to take action in life. And so that's why I say start with liver, because we got all 9 ancestral tenets, which I'm sure we're not going to get into all of these today. But if you start with liver, because liver is king, it's going to give you
B-ball
more
champ.
drive to dominate in life.
Okay,
My
quick
mom,
question.
my
Before
mom
we eat
said,
the cow
I don't
dick,
know what
or-
B-ball
mom sent a
champ.
message. She
Oh, okay.
says, she texted Dan, our
I don't
producer.
think.
She says,
Check my
tell
phone.
Ethan, do not eat the raw meat.
Oh, wow. How come? Why not?
Can we get my mom to call in, Dan? I think that'd be interesting.
While
maybe.
we're waiting on that,
She's just a worried Jewish mother.
Yeah, I was about
She
to
worries.
Get her on the phone, Dan.
So she didn't eat this stuff when she was growing up? What about her parents?
Dude, they both lived to nearly 100, and they grew up eating like goddamn, like the
Whoa.
most processed food imaginable. Because they grew up like almost like Depression era, so they were eating like
okay, question.
all kinds of gnarly
Steroids.
processed meats.
Steroids, primal or subprimal? Steroids, primal or subprimal?
Subprimal.
Wait, why? I like steroids. I
Do you
don't
take steroids?
No, but the only reason why I don't take it is because I'm like afraid that I'm going to want to cycle all the time and chase the testosterone boost that you get from it.
Higher
And that is
giants,
one of the
bro.
main reasons why I've stayed away from it. Like I see it
I
literally
finished
like
that.
the same. I treat it the same way I
finished
treat
Iceland.
cocaine. I'll probably do TRT once my T levels start.
I don't believe you. I think after we get to know each other and you get to know the 9 ancestral tenets and you get to understand, and this stuff is in the literature. If you want evidence-based literature instead of the bro science, Google this and and use Google Scholar. You'll find this in the literature. 50 years ago,
Okay.
we had 50%
This is where
higher
I was.
testosterone. Today, people take steroids to
Right.
increase their testosterone by 50%.
Yeah.
So why not just do these ancestral tenets?
I
and
mean,
do it
I
naturally?
got good T levels currently. I'm just saying
You
that.
say
like-
you say they're good because that's the new normal, and that's the relative difference. But how much you want to bet you could double your testosterone naturally by doing these 9 ancestral tenets?
What level? Fucking
Why do we need so
simulated-
much? Why?
You want a simulated hunt?
Why do we need so much testosterone? Does it just make your hair fall out and like make you impotent?
Oh yeah, I take
No.
no,
I'm
I
serious.
take DHT blockers. Technically, finasteride. That's subprimal. That's
Oh,
like
he's
that's
taking
like the
finasteride.
hormone.
You take a
thing.
what?
DHT blocker, like for
that?
my hair.
Oh, you take hair
Rogaine
stuff.
and minoxidil.
Do you ever take a hat? Oh, beautiful. You have a beautiful.
I don't know if you guys have heard this, but so a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was all about like PEDs and steroids, right? And then same question. And then I think the leaders just got it. Everything got ab implants.
I've heard that. Yeah.
That was the thing. That I got ab implants, right? And then after ab implants, it was, Liver King always wore a hat. Then he took off the hat. You know why? Because he got hair implants.
No, you got real hair.
Oh, I know I got real hair.
Beautiful hair.
And then people started saying, I shaved my body. And you know what? I don't grow a lot of hair on my body, but can you tell?
No, you didn't shave.
I don't shave my fucking body.
No.
And then people started saying I had gene editing done.
Gene
why I did
editing?
that?
Is that
Because-
possible?
Well, I'm the one who actually said that. I'm like, hey, if we're going to have these ridiculous accusations, I'm going to have some ridiculous fun. Listen, the only accusation that's true is that I do have a Polish PhD chemist on staff who does make designer drugs that are undetectable by any technology. That's the only thing that's true. which is also obviously a fucking joke. Hold on. Just for fun, this will be a soundbite, and I guarantee because this is all over the place. People really say, "Oh, here's a soundbite." Hey, you said that you have ab implants. But don't listen to the whole thing. Again, you're gonna make these accusations.
I want to know a lot of people accuse you of taking steroids, from Joe Rogan up, which I'm glad you're going to go on a show to find out. And Hassan, I hate to out you, he thinks you take steroids. And he's a gym rat. I'm not. I don't know.
I have no problem with steroids
But
for the
so,
record.
so, no, I know, but he says he doesn't, right? So we have to. Now, how people say it's not possible to have that body at your age. Is it possible if he's like?
No, it is possible.
It is.
I think.
That's what Joe Rogan said, right?
Well, it all comes down to hormones. Plus, I've conclusively proved that. There's a YouTube video where we had a legitimate doctor come on.
You did a blood test?
Yeah, I mean, if you Google Liver King blood work, you can pull it up, and we go over everything. But here's the thing: what this comes down to, 100% of the time, is hormone optimization. And it's the 9 ancestral tenets. I'm going to get through 4 of them, right? All 9, here they are: sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, fight, and bomb.
You say cold?
Cold, thermal pressures.
Oh.
Right? If you sleep like shit, you're going to tank your testosterone by 50%. And you don't realize this, but how much you want to bet relatively, for the relative way you could optimize sleeping, you're sleeping like shit. If you sleep better, you would increase your testosterone probably by 30 or 40%. Right? This is a fact. And your neurochemistry. The same thing goes with how you eat and how you move. If you move like shit, and if you don't lift heavy shit, you're not optimizing your testosterone, right? If you keep in the 4th ancestral stimulus field, if you keep your cell phone next to your dick and balls, or that close to you, and you have ionizing radiation, if you're heating up your dick and balls,
talking right now. Hold on.
and again, these little things, Hassan, it's these little things that all stack and
When I was
compound.
younger, I was afraid of that, but I don't know.
Actually,
I just kind of gave up on that.
I don't think that's.
Don't give up on it. You don't think what?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi. You think Wi-Fi?
But I just said ionizing radiation, right? This is in the literature. This is why the cell phone companies say don't keep it within 2 inches of your head. How often
They
do
don't
you?
do that.
How many? 2 centimeters?
I don't think they're.
Oh, 100% there is. So this is. I'll forcefully push back on this.
Go ahead,
This
go.
is the known ionizing radiation, which equals heat. Right. There's other things we talk about, which is non-ionizing radiation.
Talking about like having like a thing that produces heat so close to
That's
your
what that
ball
is,
sack
and that's
not
on your
good.
dick and balls.
Yeah, no, that's basic.
That's basic.
I have to correct you. Ionizing radiation is not heat. It has to do with like the energy that can remove atoms and stuff from molecules. So that's the kind of stuff that you like energy coming off radiation.
I do think that heat, like having a heat
just say
substance in your
heat.
laptop, like having a laptop on your lap, like that stuff is not good for you. That's just basic stuff. You shouldn't be heating.
Oh, but that's way different than like being able to edit your
Gunny
DNA.
gun.
Yeah, heating your balls. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's why your balls.
But that's what you're doing.
There's people that do
No,
that.
but there's
What
no
the-
heat coming
Wait,
off this.
hold on one
There's
second.
no heat coming off that.
Feel it.
I
Room
don't need to
temp.
feel it.
Room
Dude,
temperature.
No,
Dude,
there's
trust me, it's not room temperature.
There's definitely, if it's in your pocket,
It's sending and receiving data.
Yeah, but your balls, it can negatively affect your balls if it's like heating them
Yeah.
up like 10,
Well,
20.
let me tell you, what's
Yo,
the
that's room
benefit?
temp, dude. I'm not crazy. That's room temp.
It's a little bit warmer.
The
Listen,
screen just turned off.
what's the purpose? What's the purpose of keeping it there? Why not hedge? Why not hedge? How many kids do you have? You have 2, and you got a beautiful wife,
Yeah.
right? Do you want to be around for them?
He's trying to get a vasectomy personally, like that.
Yeah, but I don't think I personally, based on what I've read and what I understand of the science, is that cell phones do not produce enough radiation, aka heat. They don't do ionizing radiation, but the heat they produce is not enough to cause any damage to
No,
anything.
I'm good with everything you just said.
Actually, you know what's interesting? From outer space, there's way deadlier
But that's
particles.
all native radiation.
But I'm
That's all
saying
native.
it's more powerful and it's coming through.
I wouldn't say it's
We're
more
being
powerful. It's completely different. We've never been
It is.
exposed with the types of non-native things that we've invented. We've never been exposed. This is all an experiment. Let me say this. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but why not when you sleep at night?
It's
Put
science.
it in airplane mode. When you're sleeping at night.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Right, when you're
that's a good
sleeping at
idea.
night, why not put your Wi-Fi on a timer? You don't need your Wi-Fi when you're
Okay,
sleeping at
so
night, do you?
No.
Okay, and what we do is we turn off all the electricity at night. I'm not saying go that far, but when you sleep, this is the most important part of the day where you're going to recover and reload and recalibrate, where you're going to heal. So why not hedge? Listen, there's no conclusion. You've got to figure out where are the incentives to actually do these multi-million-dollar studies to do this. And this is just part of the category of shield. My main point is you brought up on the stand is if you do design ancestral tenants, what you're going to do is you're going to optimize the hormone. You cut back to at least be 30 to 40 to 50%, if not 100% higher than what it is. And then these benefits stack and compound over time.
I mean, yeah, what you're describing is you know, I mean, it's going to come across as dismissive is what I'm saying, but what you're describing is basic concepts that I 100% agree with. It's just like a little bit of marketing associated with it. Like you're making it more fun for people to follow along. But like, yeah, you're saying don't be sedentary, move around, which is incredibly important. And also, yeah, and you know, engage in something that's like physically challenging. I agree, and also sleep well, which is anyone that thinks that that's wrong or bad is just incorrect.
And those are the first 4 tenets, right? But thermal pressures, it's a legitimate deal. When you go visit any primitive culture in the world, they do all these things. They get the sun. They don't slather their skin in sunblock and wear clothes all the time, right? And there's no technology. They don't have phones. There's no antennas. There's no.
Yeah, but their skin's like leather, though.
Do you use sunscreen ever?
No.
Right.
I say I eat my.
But you know, in Africa, obviously, our ancestors had dark skin to compensate for the amount of sun they got. Your ancestors, based on your skin color, probably come from Europe or northern countries,
right.
And so obviously they adapted to wearing clothing. And not having the sun so much, and that's why.
Well, what they adapted to is a different latitude, right? A different strength of sun, right? Because
and you
there was less sun.
Do like thousands of years of evolution with one generation, though.
Right, but within 3 generations, what you can do is you can become infertile, and within 3 generations, you can become fertile again. Right? This is called genetic momentum, right? And this is why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. I like that you said that I put a marketing spin on it, but this was never my message that I invented. This is the message of our early ancestors, of your ancestors, right? All I've done is I've studied these primitive culture tribes. I've gone and I've lived with them, and I've organized this into these 9 ancestral tenets. So again, I try to make it simple. I say, hey, let's all just start by eating liver. If you start feeling better,
that's one liver.
Well, it's eat.
Eat.
But again,
yeah.
if I tell you everything, it's like a golf swing. You're not going to do shit, right? If I tell you how to do an Olympic lift, you're not going to tell you all 9 moves. You're not going to do. So start with liver because liver is king. In 30 days, we're going to talk, and you're going to say, you know what? I feel better. I'm in a better mood, and then you're going to say, what's next? And I'm going to say,
okay,
stack the sun and the earth. Okay, what's next?
That's a small order.
And then the small order is just to put the phone in airplane mode when we sleep. Okay, what's next?
Okay.
Little shit like
I'm
that.
excited, liver.
But the one thing I'll say about the liver is that it's like very fatty. So obviously, if your like main form of consumption is liver, you're gonna get fucking gout. You know what I mean? But I guess no one can. Isn't that how you do it? It's like high. It's like the quality of fat. That's how you get gout. Is like when you eat like super fatty, not fatty foods, but the type of fat that liver contains is what causes you to get gout.
I mean, gout in pruriens is mainly from carbohydrates, and
which, by the way,
and
very
also
primal.
alcohol.
A lot of people got gout. A lot of people that, especially rich people, that it was considered like the rich man's disease, right? Back in the day, like the king's disease. But yeah, they ate a lot of fatty liver and these like complex fats they were consuming and then they got gout.
So what you're saying is that you can eat too much meat.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I do.
That's an
I
attack
believe,
on
I'm
very.
Yeah, that's an attack on
nature.
what? Yeah, that's an attack. It's
I love meat. Like, I love eating meat. I'm a huge fan. I eat a lot of meat. I love all sorts of different kinds of meat. I can't.
You don't like it? It's okay.
I don't. But I do still want to put proper meat. I gotta eat some greens to make sure that there's like
Okay, hi. My mic is on streaming.
Nobody that I know
Yeah, because they don't get that much meat, probably.
Not my camera.
The primitive culture tribes.
I've got a podcast on. Hold on.
It's like a luxury for them because they were mostly foragers.
Primitive culture tribes.
How many times
Yeah.
do they have it?
I love the people say, I'm like, hey man, I've read all the same books, right?
Yeah.
Right? I've actually gone and I've lived with them. I've hunted. If you come across a bunch of stories, If we come across a baobab tree with a honey nest, with a bee nest, we'll pick out some honey combs and then we'll get bitten. Right? But opportunity moving target is right when you better fucking take it. When you see calories in the life you live, how are they going to come from? You take it.
Do they
but
farm?
99% of the calories are coming from nose to tail foods.
No
they don't
way,
have gout.
dude. Do they farm?
What'd you say?
I said no way.
I'm there.
They don't farm at all.
No,
They don't-
you.
they
I
don't
know
have any-
you are, but
they don't
like
even, they don't gather
they
at all.
farm. They farm. That's how we. That's how
Modern-day
we.
primitive
You know
culture
the.
tribes?
You know how we came out of the cave? Agriculture.
Well, how recent is when did we start farming?
Oh, I don't know. A couple thousand years. Several thousand years.
So we got 3 million years.
10,000 years, maybe.
We got 3 million years of our evolutionary history.
Mm-hmm.
In the smallest fraction of our time, we started doing that.
Yeah, but that's when everything happened. That
What's
was
the
like a
point?
big
all
breakthrough
all
for
I'm
us.
saying is the smallest fraction of our time we started doing that.
Right.
What my thesis is.
Yeah, primitive
is that's to our
accumulation.
detriment.
This man is preaching the gospel to Karl Marx. I'm just gonna say it. He said Karl Marx primal.
Is Karl Marx primal or
You guys
primal?
can say whatever you say. You know.
You're not touching that?
This is what I know. They're the most beautiful.
They don't farm?
Disposition.
back
There's
here.
no farm.
Kill me. Kill me.
And I'll tell you about the Hadza. I'll just give you two examples: the Hadza and the Maasai. Right. So the Hadza, they every day is a brand new day, and they go on a hunt every day. And if they're successful in the hunt, they eat. If they're not successful, they don't eat. That's all it is. Every single day they
Yeah,
they
which
go
is
on
why they're at a fat deficit, which is why it's like hard for them to.
Why do you
like-
say they're at a fat deficit?
Well, because like you said, if you're fasting, if you're not getting like
They're usually successful in the hunt, and when they get large game, they get plenty of fat. And we consumed a lot of fat.
the whole village eating one animal's liver, they're not going to eat like a whole. That's why it was considered like the rich
You got a
man's
20-pound
disease.
liver.
Have you seen a whole liver before?
I mean, it's big.
Huge.
Yeah.
And then, let me tell you about the Maasai. So that's just the Hadza, right? The Maasai, they eat three things. It's milk, blood, and meat. They're pastoralists. And that's all they eat. Milk, blood, and meat.
How many members of the tribe? Here.
And the band that we actually were with 2 or 3 different bands of the Maasai. I would say there's about 20 or 30.
Okay, small little tribes.
Small, efficient. They knew exactly what their role was.
Interesting.
But you look at how they're eating and how they're keeping happy, how happy they're, how beautiful their dispositions. Trust me when I tell you, you want some of what
I think they've never watched anime, which is just saying like yeah, no, they're great, they're having fun, but like I feel like I could give one of them an aneurysm by showing them like a Twitter post. You know what I mean? Like they would be like, what the fuck is this? Which I like that
Ooh,
stuff.
shiny.
I think my cameraman gave him
Mine.
an aneurysm when he brought the drone.
Yeah.
And everybody
yeah,
wanted
that's
to
pretty-
fly the drone, you know, like.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
By the
but
way,
that's, but that's cool.
My mom is on standby. Let's just bring her on real fast. She's a caution. Well, the one thing we haven't eaten is the penis. That's actually
Oh, God.
and
I thought we were
Hassan.
gonna forget
And
about
Hassan, go ahead and eat that penis.
No, we're eating it together. I'm not eating it by myself.
Well, you started off. I talked to my mom.
I put it out when you
Trying to wiggle out of this,
Yeah.
I started smelling it again.
What, you never had a pickle? You never eat pickles?
No, I love pickles. Not pickle sticks though. I just not ever tried.
Kick a piece of that down.
Oh man, I'm getting all the gems.
I'm gonna do it, I promise. I just want you to go first.
Why do you want me to go first? Which part of it should I try?
Oh shit, that's trouble.
Baby, you play just
I've had a smile listening to this whole interaction between Liver King and Ethan. It's been pretty
I know,
fun.
Liver King says it's bad, man. I can only
Punishing me
imagine.
because I called you subprimal.
I don't feel primal. I don't feel it.
Dude, that's
Let's go.
Balls and testes.
This is the tip of the penis.
That's officially the test.
Yeah, yellow part.
Is that considered the?
Okay, these guys just keep coming. Like, what the heck?
About to find out.
I'm not gonna be able to have the whole thing.
Just crunch it.
Just this is the final level, just farm zombies.
Final done.
Chef, do you like this food on your free time when you're at home with your family? Do you eat this stuff?
I love working with it because it's, raw organs, something that I can hear the crunch.
Well, let's see. I don't know.
Okay, jeez.
He's having a hard time.
Okay.
On his chewing. He's having a hard time with it.
Yeah.
What do you got? 148. What do I need? Like 200, 300? Let's go.
Well, hold on.
Well done.
I gotta ask my mom for permission first.
She wants to be cooked
Well,
right
that's
now.
Well, here she is. Okay, Mom. Yeah, we're here with Liver King. This is my mom. You used to urge me against.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hi.
You're urging me not to.
Oh, there's my
Is that
friend.
right?
No, do not eat raw meat. It's full of salmonella. I mean, if you get a real, like, you just kill the meat and it's really fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to eat it, you can't.
She just submitted you that you're.
Thank you so much for the. She just gave her blessing.
Yeah. So they say.
No.
Oh,
I mean, like, kill the animal. No, it's.
She just.
Well, Mom, hold on. I'll have them explain the life cycle of this meat, and then you can deem if it's worthy or not.
Well,
So,
to be-
Chef, go ahead.
I did cook the penis, so the penis isn't raw. So you have her blessing to eat the penis.
Yeah, the penis is pickled. Is that okay?
Pickle it and cooked.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, everything else is ancient history. We've already had all the other raw.
Yeah,
Now all
unfortunately,
that's left
Mom.
is pickled peas.
Unfortunately, you're a little late.
You know what? I saw that. I was texting Dan, said, don't let
Only a mother's milk.
Anything you want to say to Liver King, Mom?
I will say one thing about liver. If you're really anemic, liver is a really important thing to eat. Cooked.
Your mom's very primal, by the way.
Agreed.
All right, so you're saying cook. My mom says cook the liver, not raw liver. My mom.
Right, but you know, there's two rules of thought, because liver is what purifies all the junk in your body. So it goes through your liver. In the old days, doctors used to say, oh, make sure that you eat liver once a week. And then doctors were saying, not so good because of all these impurities.
Yeah, the liver does detox, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it doesn't store toxins. Right? It's a filter to conjugate for detox pathways 1 and 2, but it doesn't store toxins.
Well, there's two rules of thought. But I know that it's really rich in iron if you want to eat it. So,
There it is. My mom is.
Agree to disagree. Agree to disagree. But when you were growing up, did you eat liver?
oh, I don't know.
Yeah, she loves liver.
See, and this is what I was saying earlier. Like with the genetic momentum that we have, our own parents and grandparents and forefathers in perpetuity, ate nose to tail, had this robust strength and health, and we're now recently losing that, and we're abandoning these ways. And so it's really interesting to me that our own parents ain't this way. Our own grandparents ain't this way.
Cook the liver.
So I don't care how you get it.
Right.
Right? I don't care how you get it.
Yeah.
I think there are other factors.
All right, thank you, Mom. Appreciate that.
All right. Bye,
They said
guys.
you're primal, by the way.
Very primal.
Primal.
Yeah, you got the primal stamp of approval. All right, thank you,
Which
Mom.
Ethan
All right,
has yet to
And you got her
get.
blessing.
Dude, what the fuck is the size of that?
Yeah, dog, come on. Put that shit in your mouth.
Okay, well, first of all,
Oh,
here,
no.
let me cut a little.
Oh!
I'll just cut you a bigger piece.
They're all gnarly, bro.
You mean the rest of them are gnarly? Are you calling my food not gnarly?
But this piece seems like extra.
They're all sinewy. It's like, yeah, see how hard that was
okay,
to
liver?
cut?
Sure.
Small.
That
but-
counts.
What? That's like a baby piece. You're literally
I'm
getting
gonna
the...
spit it out. I'll just be real with you.
Okay, just no, have the full thing. Have that full thing. Have that full thing.
So I'm gonna cut. Because I'll just be honest with you, if the whole thing is not going down, I just want to give it the best job I can.
Let's face it, none of it's going down. It's going in the mouth. Just do your best. You could.
Yeah, put that raw
Hey,
cock in your mouth.
don't be using that beta soundbite.
It's not wrong.
What
No,
do you
yeah.
think?
They're calling me betas.
But here's the thing: if you get this down, it will overshadow that subtitle.
I'll redeem
and then
myself.
You'll be alpha beta. Let's do
That's
it.
a Sigma. You know what Sigma male is?
What is it?
It's a man who walks his own path. He's not nor alpha nor beta.
I'm down.
Yeah, so I accept that moniker. Okay, cheers, guys. I'm about to redeem myself. Why?
You can hear it. You can hear the crunch.
Oh, he's doing it.
Why is it like this? Why do you eat this, liver?
for your dick to get healthier, right?
Is this gonna make my dick harder?
Don't you want a second dick? This helps you grow a second dick.
I always have.
I know. Now you're gonna have one. Wake up tomorrow.
You're welcome.
Start budding.
You are welcome.
I'm trying to see you guys can hear how fucking
Like
chewy it is.
Blackbeard from Popeye the Sailor Man. the way
Oh, you got it?
on that.
You got it. Yeah, take a little water, put it down.
You have to put it down, or else you're gonna spit.
Oh, you're that close, man. You were that close.
so close.
Let's go, Sigma.
It won't go down.
Guys, let's give him a chance. Primal, 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 primal,
Primal, primal.
primal.
Oh, the elevator's right over there.
Just suck on it. Just swallow.
I've already absorbed all the flavor.
Just knock it back like it's a pill.
Yeah, drink some water. Come on.
No beta
Drop the
soundbite.
sword thing.
I can't
You're
swallow
not.
it.
Just knock it down with water.
I shoot it. It's like, well, I can't do it.
You got this.
What do I get? What do I win?
Take a deep breath and swallow.
Hunting rifle.
I don't know
I don't
why
want
my
that.
body's resisting.
There we go. All in the brain.
Or the penis.
This is how I felt when you
I'm
made me
flowing.
eat that fucking frozen pizza. Especially some of the frozen pizza. This is
got
so
it.
good.
You got it.
No, he just keeps drinking more water.
Oh, pretty much. We're gonna go. Primal.
It's too much.
You got some of it down. Okay, spit it out. Let's move on.
You got the subprimal bucket next to you.
Okay.
Holy shit!
Made it up.
Have you had any of it? Oh no! Primal. Oh man, you tried. You tried, but you
I
failed.
chewed it up, liver. I did more than him. I tasted that shit. I chewed it. I experienced it.
He took the
picked it
tip.
back though.
You-
I can't deep
that was
throat
a
like you.
catastrophic failure. You know, thank God Hassan is on here. Just he's like a
Okay.
damn-
I mean, I like everything that grows on the land. I'll eat all kinds of land meat, but I can't eat any fucking seafood. I hate it.
It's all over my mouth.
That was
I've got a true Viking sword.
suboptimal.
Thank you so much.
Well,
for
Yeah,
the-
this
enter
was
the
a great
chicken
eating
temple.
experience.
Oh my god.
Like I said, you know, you sent me all these incredible gifts to be here today, and I thought, you know, I got to reciprocate. I got to bring some
Thank
value.
you so much.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is not a great gift. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, don't, maybe next
Should we
time.
leave the pickled penis for another guest?
Right here.
You know, how long does that stay prepared? Oh, just a week.
We opened it already, so once you open it, that's whenever the
I
food
see,
starts.
I
He's
see.
very conservative when it comes.
That's,
to
I mean, that's good.
It is good.
But I wanted to ask you a question. So when you're at home, do you eat the raw meats or no?
I checked this out.
How many I gotta zap?
I'm a chef. My job is to make these as tasty as possible.
Or death ray.
Off of liver, eating raw liver.
Hell yeah. I love that there's just a death ray in the middle of the in the middle of the final like big room.
It's all about from the taste then.
It's all about the what's your
is-
specialty?
My specialty?
Yeah.
No,
You make like a certain type of cuisine?
I was trained.
This is a pretty fun mode.
French and Italian chef. So a lot of
okay,
my food is
okay,
French and Italian
okay.
inspired in the sense
Play this again for sure.
Mhm.
which with an American family, you don't want to use too many spices. You want to come from the
Uh-oh.
If you haven't had
Color change in the
raw
room.
liver, fresh from the cow, so much bring out those flavors, not hide them, but just comfort them.
And let's be honest with
Whoa.
me.
Why
You
they
have-
explode
you have
the
a family of
fire?
2 boys and a wife.
Fire again?
Do you make them eat this shit?
I don't make them. They all.
You think they sneak in a like a Krispy Kreme every now and then?
No, hell no.
Your boys
Come
have
on.
got it.
If my boys would do that, I would disown them.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And Leonard Queen and I would start working on another boy right now. Right now. But this is what I was saying.
Have they ever tasted the deliciousness of He's like, look, I eat, you know, a lot of meat and a
Uh-oh.
lot of healthy
That's a
stuff.
scary
but, like,
looking
that is
dude.
my weakness. I understand it. I fucking diet Mountain
Leave
Dew.
it in there. Do you give your kids a choice on what they get to eat?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't like
Well,
them.
you have a little. How old is your?
I mean, he's 3 and 6 months, so they're young.
And you get your 3-year-old approved?
Fuck no.
Well, because here's the deal. If you really give your kids, but because there's something that's happened in our culture recently. We said, oh yeah, you should let your kids choose whatever they want to do, right? And then you should support them. And then guess what? You should be responsible for them growing up and hating their lives.
No, my parents have a diet, and that's the reason why my entire family's obese. I grew up obese. 100% my children eat. Yeah, no, it wasn't good. Like, 100% I will control what my children eat. But I also do think that like every now and then they can have like a little, little treat every now and then.
You know, if you build the biological resilience, they're going to be able to withstand from that poison. This is why we drink alcohol. This is why we still indulge in Wi-Fi every once in a while. But here's the deal: if you give your kids a choice, do you want to eat a pile of liver or a pile of donuts? What will they choose? If you give them a choice, hey, you're going to go work out.
No way your kids are choosing a pile of liver, though.
But you know,
This is why I don't let them choose. This is the point. This is exactly the point. I do not give them the choice. Right? Categorically speaking, if you were to give them the choice, they're going to choose the path of least resistance.
Are you worried that they'll relapse though? Because like this is something I see a lot, where like children want to be, they got their energy in them, right? So they like want to go against their how they were raised. Don't you worry that they're going to become like donut consumers later on in life?
So again, if you give them a choice, if they want to get in the cold plunge, if they just want to go chill on the couch, what are they going to choose? Right? And so the way that we're raising them, if I'm worried about
stuff
that, I'll tell you
costs
what
like
I'm worried
metal?
about.
That's
I told
funny.
you earlier, I have one job to do as a dad.
What is that?
To affirm them with the depth of challenge, worth, and potential, so that they come to believe in themselves. They know extreme ownership, leadership, responsibility of the exact lives that they shape. When you have power, that true ultimate dominion over self. When you realize that every action you can prospectively define and shape and create that life you want to live in, I'm okay if they hate me. I've always said this, I've said this multiple times. I would rather you hate me than you hate yourself. I'm giving them the weaponry so that they know how to lead their lives. And am I worried about them relapsing? You got to remember, my wire in the world is that my kids couldn't breathe. My kids were allergic to everything. They were going to the hospital because of the shit that I was feeding them. And then I had to solution my way out of it. They couldn't breathe. They were always wheezing. They had bags around their eyes. Going to sleep.
your kids were sick?
They were horrifically
Oh,
sick.
really? Like asthma and stuff?
It was like chronic, and they couldn't breathe.
How old were they when this was happening?
They were babies. Like,
Oh, they were young.
Yeah.
Isn't that good though? Like you get, I mean, I was apparently very sick as a child, and like now I just never
You want a
really.
sick kid.
Yeah.
How many
I
times
never,
did you go to the hospital because you couldn't breathe? Did the ambulance have to pick you up because you were hurting?
I don't. I think like I was literally not supposed to be born. Like my at the time that they were in London, my dad was getting his doctorate at the London School of Economics. And the general practitioner was like, "Yeah, we gotta abort. We gotta abort this fucking child, yeah."
This little,
That's what the fucking doctor said, and he was like, "Nah, fuck it." He said, "Fuck it, we ball."
well, actually, I'm interested in what you're saying because, so is this when the Liver King was born?
100% of us. Because we did it out of medical necessity. Because every doctor is giving us more Benadryl and more EpiPen. I'm done with that solution. Right? All we're doing is sedating them and medicating them, and they can't go out and explore the world because guess what? You need to have an EpiPen and Benadryl around them all the time, and then you got to coach people on how to use it because they were turning blue and the ambulance was coming to pick them
And
up.
so, how did you discover this new path to address
I just
therapy?
started reading. I
started
reading
reading.
as many books as I could, and finally I came upon a book. Sally Fallon wrote this book, Nursing Traditions, and it was all about the ancestral way of living, and it made sense to me. It made sense to me that the way that we've lived for millions of years to heal and be healthy is what we still expect today in the modern world to heal and be healthy. And I said, holy shit, is it possible the food that we're giving them could be making them sick?
And so, what did you start feeding them? Like,
This is probably the most
yeah.
interesting thing, right? So we clean house. So I'm gonna answer all this. I'm not worried about relapse because of where we came from, right? Because of where we came from. And then if they want to go out and do some stupid shit when they're older, they're so robust and they're so resilient to take that shit on now. Because what we ended up doing is we ended up cleaning house, everything out. Guess what they ate?
What they eat?
Nothing. They wouldn't eat nothing.
Oh, they weren't into any of the food.
But because the first
Yeah,
foods
if
are
you're
like
poor,
bone broth.
I suspect you don't want to eat fucking liver.
You want to eat liver and bone broth when you're 4? Guess what? They would eat nothing. And then my wife's parents came over, And so I can't believe you're doing this to your kid. And she started crying. It was like 2 or 3 days. They're having Hersheimer detox reactions. It's like a microbial die-off. And they look sick. They're not
What's up?
eating.
You starved her too? You were like, nah, we're eating liver in this house.
That's right.
God damn.
Yeah. But really, all about the kids. I said, you know what? I'm not going back to that hellhole. My kids need a better life. And this is the path to that better life. So I told her, we're doing this. And thank God, within about a day, when you don't eat for about 3 days, you'll eat anything.
Right.
And so we would put the liver in front of the kids for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like, hey, guess what's coming for the next meal?
Raw liver.
It's gonna be liver again.
Or was it cooked liver?
I think it was actually steamed liver, wasn't it?
Was cooked.
Some raw, some steamed, and then some
Okay,
egg yolks. And,
okay.
and guess what? When you're hungry, you'll eat anything.
Yeah.
And then guess what? Your palate changes. Your whole physiology changes. The light bulb comes on. The bags around their eyes go away. Now they're breathing without no reason. There's no problem. There's no resistance. And a personality emerges.
Interesting.
That you feel so guilty that you were pushing that personality back for that many years.
And how did you decide on raw liver?
Yeah, well, again, like Sally Fallon, she talks about this in her book.
Okay.
Weston A. Price talks a lot about this. Natasha Campbell McBride in the GAPS diet, they talk a lot about this. And this is the evolutionarily consistent foods that have the least amount of issues with the introduction to people that are really sensitive to
I
food.
see. So in this literature, they said the liver is a
It's
good
probably like 3
starting
things.
point.
You start with like bone broth, and
Okay.
then a few days later, when you don't have any reactions to bone broth, like you introduce some raw liver, and then you introduce egg yolks, and then you start introducing.
Sounds like they have some kind of food allergy.
We couldn't figure out what the problem was. There's a very good set of dogs that live on the planet. And that's not like a food allergy, and they're so large.
Sounds like they do.
There's something going on from an immunologic standpoint.
Right.
And again, when you can't breathe, okay, enough is enough.
Yeah, that's scary. I get it.
And then listen, there's no dog and there's no food around, and they go into an attack. And there's something about dust and whatever substance, what's in the
Maybe
air.
you're on dogs now?
Now they're good to go.
Oh.
Now they're
good.
strong as oxes.
You don't want to
Like,
deprive them of that. Dogs are great. I love dogs.
we got a pack of Dobermans at the house,
Oh, yeah.
and I was so concerned when we first got dogs.
That's
Like,
why he doesn't need to have Wi-Fi anymore. He still has security. He's
Yeah,
got a pack of
exactly. You
Dobermans.
got those
that's
Dobermans.
right. Well, I said,
Do they eat raw liver?
oh, they just like us. But I said,
that's
I
good.
pray to God that they're not going to be allergic to the Dobermans because I do not want to have to get rid of one of my boys.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Not right, of course.
Because everything is good.
Right.
Everything is good. Everything worked out. But remember, you ask, am I worried about them relapsing? If you understood where we came from, why we had to do this, how we've rescued them, the kick-ass life that they're living now, the drive that they have, the strength that they have, the courage and mastery that they have in their lives, like I know that we're on the right path.
Do they go to public school or are they home taught? Like, how does that work?
Yeah,
'Cause-
homeschool.
Okay, yeah, because out in the world, if you go to like public school, they're eating pizza,
Yeah, they got
having
that
chips,
Michelle Obama special.
and we can't expose them to that, right?
No, they can be exposed to all this. I mean, even when they were going to pub.
They bring in a little lunchbox. It's like, boom, open it up. It's just liver.
That's what they did.
What?
That's what they did.
That's crazy.
Well, they would open up the
Holy man, what are you
lunchbox,
doing?
and they would have a ribeye steak. They would have their liver. They would have their bone marrow.
Wow, and
it
it's
would-
cooked.
Some of it was raw, but the cool thing.
How do you
is-
keep that fresh through the school
It
day?
doesn't have to be fresh. Again, people think
Okay.
I mean, I can eat this in 5 hours. I can eat this in 3 days.
Right.
Again, we slowly acclimate. And
You're not gonna be
inoculate.
chewing on that like a bully stick.
Yo,
By the way, that is literally what dogs.
yeah, I know it's thick.
Yeah.
It smells so fucking
Yeah.
bad. So, did you ever get complaints from like teachers or peers being like, "Yo, what the fuck are you feeding your kid?"
You know, we've had CPS called on us.
Really?
She doesn't really like me talking about this. But here's the thing: anything that you do that's different.
When did that happen?
It was I don't know, a couple months.
To be
Oh,
fair,
wow.
the foster system is probably worse than eating raw liver.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
admit that.
Foster.
Yeah.
Wow. So this happened a few months ago. So they actually came and checked up on the family. And everything?
Yeah, but because
Oh.
somebody reported that we made our kids drink blood when we were with the Messiah. And so they interviewed them, did your parents make you drink blood? And then our boy said, we're with the Messiah. You're drinking, if the Messiah is drinking blood and they offer you blood, you drink blood. You know, do your parents make you cold plunge in this 34-degree water? No, we choose to do it.
So are they liver princes? Is that what it is?
I would never use that word. I call them savage liver boys.
Okay.
You don't like the word prince?
You know what? I don't even know what it is. But I thought so. We have Striker the Barbarian.
Well, a prince is the son of a king.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you said you didn't know what it was,
I think
though.
you know.
Like, literally, you know. But what do you
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. This origin runs back. Right? Somebody asked the other day, they asked them, do you want to be like Liver Kings one day? You know, and they started to answer that question. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to answer this. If they turn out to be like me, we'll have catastrophically failed, right? Like, there's going to be so much better. This is how it's like, you do your job as a person. Your child is so much better than you. And so whatever path they would, so by default, if I even call them princes, and now they're in line to be the king, fuck all that. That's why I'm like, I don't even like that name. I don't like that connotation. You know, thank you for defining what it is.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, no, you're
Liver King
welcome.
said abolish the monarch.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Bold.
Well, you know, sometimes the princes come for the dad's head because they want to rule. We can't be having that.
I've already told my kids you're gonna have to fight me to the fucking death, man. And that's why I work out twice a day and train the way that I do to bring the fucking.
They're going to be big, strong.
Well,
They have a
that's
head
just-
start on you.
that's what I've been saying. That's what I've been saying. And now Striker, he's still much bigger than me. I mean,
Really?
Well, he's a lot taller than me.
Oh.
I would say he's 5'10".
How old is he?
He just turned 16.
He's got ways to go
Yeah, he's
still.
gonna keep growing,
oh,
huh?
shit. He's gonna go even.
But like even his jujitsu is so sharp.
Mm.
And when we first started rolling, I manhandled him. I let him have it, you know. And but you know, every day he's getting better.
He can beat you and
Well, now he chokes me out. You know.
Whoa.
But I'm like, but
Really?
I have to go like 100% now.
Wow.
You know, before I would go like 80%. Like now, I gotta go.
that's pretty cool, huh?
It
To see your
is cool.
kid develop like that.
It is. It's really cool. But you know, it's cooler to see them have such respect for themselves and other people that they would never misuse that.
So when CPS came, what was it like? Was it shocking when they showed up? Did you know they were showing up? How many people showed up?
It was one lady. They had been trying to get in touch with us, and I really don't mess around. I'm great at focusing at what I need to focus on.
Yeah.
So immediately we got like a letter or a phone call or something like that, and I immediately just gave it to our attorney. And our attorney said,
Yeah, smart.
hey, get used to it. This is gonna happen. But now you're in the public eye. Get used to it. Let's develop a protocol. We got this system. Here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna welcome them in. Here's how we're gonna do this thing.
Okay.
And share everything because you have absolutely nothing to hide.
Yeah.
So they came in and they interviewed us on Friday, and then they interviewed us as visitors. And so they the accusations were of that sort. The parents forced to be kept, forced to be doing forced to be getting 30, 40 degrees temperature water for this long, and forced you to work out doing the things that they interviewed everybody else. My wife was actually a little bit pissed off. She's like, you call this child abuse?
Yeah.
I mean, you understand, when you feed your kid this fast food, I need to call child abuse when you let your kids play video games all day long and sedate themselves and not have this kind of interaction.
Sure, that's interesting.
She was mad, and I'm like, listen, like, you don't need to be mad.
Is it a little bit scary or anxious knowing that this person has the power to remove the children from your
Not at
family? I
all.
mean, that's crazy, right?
You know what? I don't know. Would you say you were worried at all?
You're scary. You were upset. She said she was upset.
But here's the thing. Like, I had 0 ounce of concern whatsoever.
Yeah.
But because of the love that we have.
Yeah.
And because once you start to and once you come over, and here's the thing: the interviewer she knew after about 2 seconds the whole thing was she was still tired. I still got to do my job.
Yeah.
I still got to do this thing. And I get it. And at the end of the day, this is what I know: the person that actually reported us to CPS, they're well intentioned. They actually really think that we're creating harm, you know, and this is the world that we live in, right? And so the way I see it is this person actually probably needs the most help. And so there's no resistance to that. There's no hurt or hate or pushback or revenge or anything like that. You know, so like, we got to point our energy into something.
Okay.
But not for a second did I think, oh, you're going to take my kids.
Wow.
You know,
So
and
it's scary though. Just but you know,
What was
if-
that?
that was just, there was a penis
Suck it back in, bro. It's fresh again.
I got that Primal Jar sound, by the way.
It is literally
Yeah, no, it's sucking in and out. That penis is breathing, liver.
I gotta pee again.
Shooting a
I've been
load.
drinking so much coffee. I gotta pee again.
Yeah, so
We sell prostate. I'm just give you a bottle that says we're covering prostate.
so is there any other kind of unexpected consequence of your newfound fame? Or I don't know how newfound it is, but I think in the recent past year, you really exploded Has there been any other unforeseen
It
consequence
was really
of that?
wild. It has been. It's been exciting as hell. It's been an adventure. As you know, it was about a year ago when you guys reached out, Impulsive reached out, the Full Send Nelk Boys, and Joe. It was like all at one
Everyone,
time.
yeah.
And out of nowhere. And we never had a social media account. No Facebook, no MySpace, nothing. And so one day we said, hey, if we're going to take this message mainstream, this is what we got to do. We've had enough visitors come over to say, you got to put yourself on social media. I'm like, why would I do that? I live a pretty good life. Why would I want to do that? And they said, listen, because you don't have to change anything. This is passive income. Like, you just live your life and we'll passively record what you do. And I said, okay, well, hey, fuck it, we'll try it.
You're really good at it, though. You're a showman. Did you know that about yourself? You're
Also-
like a natural entertainer and showman. Like everything you do is so theatrical, or just like you're really good on the camera. You disagree? You don't know that about yourself?
You know what I know is that I never run.
Yeah.
Again, I loved the life that I had before that, and the thought of doing what we're doing right now was crippling. I've never wanted to invite any of this stuff.
Interesting, yeah.
So for you to say, hey, you're a showman, I'll tell you.
You
when
are.
When I
You're
first
really
started
good
going
at
on,
it.
thank you for saying so.
Yeah. No.
I'll say I've sharpened that sword, and I hope when we do part 2, hey, this is more valuable. This can change. So I'll say any other unintended consequences. It's a little bit tough. We can't just go for a walk.
Sure.
It's wild. You can't. You literally just can't.
You're very unique looking. You don't wear a shirt.
It's a problem.
You stick out.
It's a problem. And then you know what I recently have started to do, because I just want to hang out with my family. You know, and so what we do. So now when we'll go to a fight, because this is what we want to go to. We want to go to a fight, right? We go to fights. And then we'll stay for all the time guys we stay for a day or two just to do family stuff. All I want to do is go hey, and then it's non-stop. Unintended consequence, absolutely. Is it validation that this message is getting out? And then I bring the liver boys in, and then I have the liver boys start talking to girls, right? I'm like, all of this is going to be a lesson, and we're all going to get even more value out of it.
You don't want to put a pump cover on and just go incognito every now and
So
then?
this is what I do. I put on this shirt. This is my
shirt.
disguise and a hoodie. It's a hoodie and a shirt.
It
and
probably helps a lot, right?
it helps a lot.
Yeah.
But what's wild is it happens. Is it still happens.
Yeah.
And then one or two people start to line up, and then they start talking. The other people don't even know who it is. You know, people start to line up just because they see people taking pictures. So then I say to them, do you even know who I am? And if you have no idea, hey, guess what? I'm just going to be with my family today. If you know that it's the liver guy, or some people say the liver god. You know,
Liver god? Yeah, that's
we
appropriate.
start cracking up, you know, hey, it's the liver king because liver is king. If you don't remember anything else from this 5-second interaction, the name is Liver King because Liver's King, please over, get that new life for the And so we'll take a picture. Don't forget this interaction. We were meant, and so I'll embrace that.
Yeah.
Unintended consequence, that's probably the biggest one.
I see. Yeah, that's a big deal. But this explosion of fame on social media has probably been extremely good for your business, eh?
I don't know. I have quite a few businesses, and so all I knew is this. I'm going to go on social media to be the CEO of the Ancestral Lifestyle.
Put on the,
I formed a new company. It's the Liver King Company. All we focus on is getting the best message out.
Hello.
So the way that we measure value, right, and I think that we
I think
can
I turned my
agree
mic
that
on.
The value that we create in the world is people pay for value with time, money, or both. Right, and so if we can improve our impressions and improve followership, if we can start to figure out
Hello.
what the message is getting out, if we can go out in public and people are like, hey, Liver King, guess what, we're doing our job. And so we get about 250 million impressions a month now,
But on TikTok,
across platforms.
across platforms, that's a lot. That's a lot of.
Yeah, and I don't know what you would pay for that if you were trying to pay for that with
A lot.
You can't really pay for that because like native when it's happening organically, it's entirely different.
It's more valuable.
Way more
Yeah.
valuable than just like paying for it.
So you were independently wealthy before the whole supplement thing started? Is the supplement a new business?
Dude, have you not heard about how I made my money?
No, I
How'd
haven't.
you make your money?
You really don't, because people
I wanna
think
get
it's the funniest thing.
But I want to get the timeline right. So were you, when your kids got sick, were you already wealthy by then? What were you doing at the time?
I don't know if you would call it. When we met, we were both pretty high in debt. We were making about $500,000-$600,000 a year when we met.
What were you guys doing?
But my wife was
In
a
Texas
dentist.
too, so it's like that.
A
It goes a
dentist?
long way.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's comparable. What were you doing?
I was just a device sales at the time.
Okay.
Medical device.
Medical device. Okay.
So you have you're an MD? Whoa, that's incredible.
Yeah.
After you skin yourself,
Smart.
drink a lot of blood in the restroom.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Smart lady.
Oh, because she chose me?
That's pound. Yeah.
But you know what? Hopefully we'll talk about this later, but we attract our complementary opposite in life. Right? This is what I believe. And so when we met, we were pretty and then we immediately said, well, let's get this. I was working for another business because I don't want to do that anymore. Let's start a business. We started a business. We bought a practice. And then I saw how much we were outsourcing. We were sending millions of dollars of revenue by referring people out. I said, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to bring all that in-house. We're sending millions of dollars to dental labs. Guess what? We're not doing that. We're starting a dental lab.
So when someone would come and they needed like a gum surgery, you would refer them to a gum specialist, right?
When we first started.
And so you say, well, let's hire the gum specialist.
Everybody came in-house. We had every discipline of dentistry in-house.
Wow.
If somebody needed oral surgery, what we have to do, we have to send them out to an imaging center.
Yeah.
So now we're buying a CAT scan machine. Now we're buying, now we open up an imaging center. So we have a comprehensive center of dentistry. The continuity of care was uncompromising.
Vertical integration.
It was vertically integrated. And again, but the coolest thing is the quality of care was through the roof. I can't tell you how many times she would send someone out to the oral surgeon. Oral surgeon would send them back. They're pointing the finger. Ain't nobody can find the
No good
radiograph.
communication.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Now it's under one roof. Guess what? Accountability is right here.
So at what? So are you guys still in that business?
No.
Oh, you probably sold
That's
that
ancient
business.
history. What she said is, so I would say about 2 or 3 years after we got married, we had kids right away. So what we figured out is our kids are sick, and we got our kids healthy. And then what ends up happening in this business is she realizes, guess what? I'm not really helping people. I'm kind of putting band-aids on things. We really need to censor them in nutrition. Guess what? You go to your dentist with a cavity or you need a crown, you can do what your dentist to tell you, go eat liver, bone marrow, egg yolks, get it done.
Yeah, probably.
Well, it's the difference between trying to tackle the symptoms and trying to fix the underlying cause.
The root cause.
This is something that I also agree with. People get mad at me when I say this, but like, this is why I value physical therapy over pain management, because in America, especially, what people are focused on doing as a consequence of all the pharma lobbying and all the money that is like put into specific industries is just to engage in pain management. But if you don't actually tackle, like if you have an injury, or if you have some kind of hypertrophy or some kind of like
I gotta pee.
Imbalance, everybody's peeing. If you have some kind of imbalance,
Just pee in your
that
pants.
is going to is that primal?
I would say that's pretty goddamn primal.
Yeah, peeing in your pants.
I mean, I hardly use the toilet. I go outside.
So wait,
I use
hold
my
on.
favorite
So we
treat.
got eating dick, eating balls, peeing in your pants. Those are the primal.
I mean, how weird is it? You go over to that bucket over there, you know, and you go put.
I think it's pretty. I will admit, sewage systems and clean water, pretty fucking good. As far as,
You like it.
as far as like advancements in humanity.
Have you ever taken a shit outside?
Oh yeah, it's fucking awful. Awful because I did a 21-day survival training camp. And it was retail trade training, so it was literally like living on the toilet paper. For those of you who don't know, the Canadian maple seed is one of the best for wiping your ass when you're in the wild and you don't have toilet paper. It's got like a high surface.
What did you eat
area.
over 21 days?
We had a lot of like MRE style stuff. Like we didn't hunt or anything like that, so it was terrible.
Well, I'll tell you, if you took out all of the fiber, you take one 50 royal shit,
I've heard you say this. I wanted to ask you about this.
and you don't need to wipe.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm a
do.
bidet boy. I grew up in Turkey, and on that side of the world,
Yeah.
we all have bidets. Like every toilet has a bidet in it, unless it's one of those
Have you
hole
seen
in
the
the ground
fancy
ones.
hotel you guys put me up? Have you seen those Japanese toilets? They
Totoro
sense
or
when you're
whatever.
coming close. The lid starts opening. I rip it off every time because that lid ain't ready for me. Tell her. She'll tell you.
You
she
need
walks
to-
into the bathroom. I don't care how much they're gonna bill you guys for the damage.
No.
You will never ever come into my suite. I rip the lid off
You've
every
never
time.
had the butthole pleasures of a bidet. It's excellent. And it's
To each
primal.
their own. You like
People
butthole
use it.
pleasures.
People-
Good on you.
People use that in the other, people use that in other sides of the planet and have been using it for centuries. I highly recommend it. That is one thing. If you're the evangelist of liver,
Yeah.
I'm the bidet guy.
I love it.
I'm the
Okay.
bidet king.
All right. But to your point, there's something to say about treating the root cause. You got to treat the symptom, the acute medicine. But how fucking dare you to not address the root cause?
Yeah,
Right.
no, I think that's bad. That's why I believe in, I value physical therapy a lot more, I would say, than
Instead of
pain
just
management, because like
riding that shit.
if you don't fix the imbalance, or if you don't do the proper exercises to ensure that you have muscles that are supposed to be there working against the other muscles that are overdeveloped, you're always going to keep running into that same injury over and over again. And a lot of people, instead of trying to fix that injury, will immediately go to the pain management route.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I think like fixing the root cause is important. So I agree with you, even though that is a much more comprehensive
take a
and
break
over the
from
course
this.
of many years type of solution. So making good choices, making healthy choices, developing healthy habits is something I'm totally on board with.
So this is what happens in dentistry is like from a holistic approach, he's like, okay, we're going to help people holistically with nutrition and with the treatments. And we did that for a little while. Then she said, hey, guess what? I'm done. Because we've outsourced our most important job, raising our kids. Our kids are gone 8 hours a day. She lives when it's dark out. She comes home when it's dark out.
Yeah.
She would actually drive home to a park to cry so we wouldn't see her. And then she would come home,
No.
but we didn't see her cry.
Yes, yeah.
And after doing that enough times,
Got a lot
she
of
goes,
battle
"I'm
pass
done."
points for
I'm like,
that.
what do you mean? What do you mean? And she goes, no, I'm done. I'm never doing dentistry again. I'm like, you realize that we bought this building. It's like $5 million. Are you sure we're done? Because she's like, no, I'm done. And you know what that does to me? Like at first I'm like,
You're like, I'm about to sell some way more medical supplies that are about to be sold.
well, at this point, I'm all in as an
Oh, okay.
entrepreneur for a couple of years at this point. But what I end up doing is, I figure this out. And this is why I always say that your woman needs to know that your man can protect you in a dark alley. And the people call me chauvinist because they think it's about physical strength. And I'm talking about
What
the
do I have
figurative
to,
strength, right? We talked about the literal and figurative
Clean battle
implication
pass.
here because well, guess what? The financial
does this
crisis is
mean?
coming anyway, right?
Oh,
The medical crisis,
I
these are
need the
coming,
stupid
right? Crisis will
bear.
happen in life. This is life. Your woman needs to know
I
that
don't
your
want
man is
the
going to fight. You're going
bear.
to claw your way through any problem that you find yourself in. And so this is what it does to me. Like, this is another rite of passage. I got to figure this out. And so I figured it out, right? And so I
How many
want you
more
guys
for
to know
this
how I really
page?
made my
One
money.
more.
And so I hold 14 patents on a fitness device. And I still collect royalties to this day, surprisingly.
What's the fitness device?
Have you guys heard of the Shake Weight?
No.
You're fucking with me.
Shake weight patent
Nah, you're
holder?
fucking
Let's
with
get it.
me.
Google it.
Shut
Google,
the
someone
fuck
fact
up.
check
No
that.
way.
Way.
You're fucking
You
with
invented
me.
the shake
I mean,
weight?
I'm so glad. You know what? This is all completely made up. I didn't. The Shake
Yeah.
Weight's made up.
Oh.
But
I
everything else I
fucking
said
knew
was
it.
true.
Nice, dude.
I know it. I was like, I don't see you using any shake weight.
But here's the thing, you guys. Okay, just for the record, you said you wanted me to come on and say I was a CPA, and that's how I made my money. So I'm like, how do I compete?
Wait, is
I
that
didn't
what
say that.
Oh, pull that shit up then. You said, hey, wouldn't it be really funny if he came on and we found out he made his money? He's like a
Oh.
fucking CPA or something.
That probably
Oh,
was me.
no.
I used
Of
CPA
course
as
it was a
all
joke,
the
but
time.
I laughed so hard and I said, how do I compete with that? Oh, here's
I
what
The
they might-
shake
what
weight?
they
Yeah,
might-
no, that was good. That was
Listen,
good.
everything I said prior to that 100% is on point. And so what I end up doing is
Have you
I
ever
start
used the
supplementing.
shake weight?
Oh, I love it.
We have one here.
No, you don't, really?
Wait, so hold on. You guys, so how
Oh,
much?
shit, she does have the shake weight.
Yeah, is Liver King, does it have copyright Liver King on it? Here, let's see Liver King.
I've
Let me
never,
see you
I've
shake
never
that.
used
I'm
the
not
shake
touching
weight.
this.
Really?
I've never used the shake weight.
Okay, you can use it.
Let me try.
I wonder how
never
many
used
shake
it
weights we're
before.
going to sell from this
So
episode.
what is it like?
You just jack it off, baby. 2 hands.
Is it like forearms? I mean, I guess it like works your.
Let's see you work that thing, Liver.
Listen, we've already sold it. We better get some royalties from the shake weight now.
Yeah, so but you guys were hugely invested in this dental practice.
That's
How many
funny.
employees did you guys have?
30.
You had 30 employees, and these are doctors, specialists, so that's a huge bill.
Yeah, so now it's time to sell. It's time to really
You guys-
mitigate the damage.
You sold the business?
Yeah, we probably about broke even. But when I say
Okay.
we broke even, at the end of it, we still walked away with a $6 million building, right? Which we still own today, which we still rent out.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And that's great. So we knew that we would be okay forever just on
Witchy
that.
stuff.
Liver landlord, commercial
Cool.
real estate.
But the big thing there was like, okay,
Aw.
I started writing a book, and the book sort of
I
parlayed
love
into,
that.
the
The
first
emotes
nutrition
that change
supplement. And I wrote a
styles.
thesis on chemical compositions and the biochemical processes of human nutrition.
Oh,
I was like, okay, I know something about this.
I hope
then
this comes back
it's
in the
specialized in the
store.
sports supplements.
I don't have cash
So
for
then
it
it
right
made maybe a
now,
little
but
sense that maybe I would get into
cute.
supplements. And so I figured out, okay, here's how we rescued our kids. And then here's how we really got them to
For my
thrive.
Halloween.
By taking off the sunblock, by taking off the shirts, by taking off the shoes, connecting to the earth, right? Comfort's not good for the organism. Creating this resistance in their lives where we can
That's
develop
so
these
good.
adaptations of strength where we can express more, right? Putting down the phone, talking about these things, bonding with each other. Like, okay, when you figure out that this is how you can get your kids healthy, you understand this is your obligation in life. What kind of piece of shit would I be if I didn't share this message with the world?
Oh, yeah.
So I started writing this book on
Trespasser.
that, and I said, you know what I'm going to do to get more traction is I'm going to start a company that sells these 9 ancestral
That's
tenets.
creepy.
And you come to my company with high blood pressure, how much you want to bet? My product expert is going to tell you what you need to do is take off your shirt, get some midday sun, take off your shoes, connect with the earth. These are evidence-based ways to lower your blood pressure. And they're thinking, the customer's thinking, what are you going to sell me on? What am I going to buy? If you unequivocally take care of people and they see the benefit from it, they're a customer for life.
But so it seems that you guys are pretty comfortable. I mean, you
We're doing
chartered a private jet, or
Wait,
well,
what?
it was us or you or somebody.
What are
Let's
you
see
doing
where
for
one
yourselves?
of these leads.
I'm dead serious. And then but obviously you guys
you
are
guys
doing well.
paid for the
No,
jet,
we
right?
paid. Yeah, we paid for it.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh my god, because that's why I said
That
it
was
wasn't
really
free
Hello?
in the video. Because
Yeah.
somebody sent it,
Hello?
and actually,
Just get on it.
there's this other
What the hell?
Hello? And I thought it was them who paid for it all. And I was like, you know,
They don't have money like we do.
Al's gonna be such an asshole.
Listen, I got an invite from some dude named Sleep.
You made your big bucks from these guys here.
The financial transaction, the value happens with these 9 ancestral tenets, right? The financial transaction takes place when you buy the supplements from Ancestral Supplements or from Heart and Soil or from
So
thefittest.com.
how did you start? You find clients because you were a dentist. Nobody, you weren't Liver King at the time. So how did you start selling this stuff?
People pay for value, right?
No, but how do you find the people? That's got to be a hard part of starting a business.
I
right?
think you went viral first, and then you
Oh,
started.
no. Yeah, you're completely incorrect about that.
You were way
I just went
before.
viral. We started
Yeah.
this
Bye.
in 2016. So in 2016, we started
My
this.
friend
By
Jub
2017,
is
we did 7 million just with one
playing.
company.
How? How do you find the
No,
people?
how did people find
Yeah.
out about Liver King or the
I'm
Liver
telling
Subs?
you.
How did they find him?
I'm telling you.
Okay.
I made a website. It was called ancestralsupplements.com. I did it myself, ground up. I did it like in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You know, and then it resonated. People would start searching articles. How do I fix my high blood pressure? They read the article. Oh, you take off your shoes, you get sun.
So were you guys doing like SEO, PPC? Were you buying ads,
Yeah,
stuff
people
like
talk
that?
about all this fancy shit. You know, at the end of the day, when you provide real empirical value, people pay for that shit. You can call it
So
SEO.
so you're saying it was a
I didn't do any of the
if you
bells and-
build it, they will come situation.
That's right. That's right. And so we doubled in revenue, and now we're doing $100 million a year across
Wow.
three companies. And we're just
Jesus
getting started.
Christ, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, no wonder y'all. Damn. Okay. Pays a little bit better than dentistry, doesn't it? Yeah.
But again, at the end of the day, what's happening is we talked about this from the beginning. People really are hurting. A lot of people hate the lives that they're living in. People are suffering with such desperate chronic conditions. They know they're meant for more. They don't know how to achieve more. I got this really simple, elegant solution. I call it ancestral living, right? You can start doing these things today, and it will change your life tomorrow. And most of it costs nothing. So this is what we're championing in the world. We just went on social media a year ago. And how has that impacted my
That's got to have been
businesses?
huge on your businesses. Come on, be real.
I don't know.
What?
I really, I don't know.
I mean, you say you're making 100 million this year, but how much were you making before you went
Yeah.
viral?
So we grow by about 30 to 40%. Every company grows by about that percent every year. We're still on track to do that. No better, no worse. And you know how much promotion and
shot.
plug-in we do. Today we had some fun. I'm so glad we talked about ancestral supplements because you know what's happening is we've gone so deep in the red with Liver King that my CFO, we have a centralized CFO.
Oh,
my CFO, he goes, hey man, maybe you think about paying for one of your trips.
Yeah, there
Maybe
you
pay for
go.
one of your trips. And I've always said, you know what? If it doesn't make sense, I'm not talking about it, right? But if we're eating liver, bone marrow, and testicle, and I believe in my heart of hearts, and I know this to be true, you got to get this stuff into your diet. If you're not going to do this, this is a great alternative.
It seems like high quality stuff. You know, New Zealand grass-fed liver. There it is. Boom.
It's the highest quality.
Yeah. I want to ask you a few questions, and I've got some games I want us to play. Do you have a heart out, or you're all here for us?
It's up to John's managing my schedule, so he'll.
John, what's the schedule? What's that? Well, Hassan.
Yeah, I'll
Liver King.
yeah,
You're not gonna bail for
I'll
liver.
FaceTime. It's fine.
Yeah. You guys are good till how long? You only have 15 minutes?
Wait, that is a hard out, man. That's
That's
a
a-
15.
that's
No, I know, but I
Don't
can-
worry
I
about
can-
him.
don't
What's
worry
your
about
hard
me.
out?
I'll stay.
Okay, you're good. 15 minutes? I need way more time with Liver than that. So, do you own a shirt?
I own shirts.
You do own shirts.
I mean, right now it's my costume, but here's the thing: I don't go to stores. If the hotel says put on a shirt, I don't fucking go to the hotel, right? And I got a whole team that arrives the day before, right? They've discussed all this. If Liver King needs to put a shirt on, guess what? He's not putting a shirt on. We're not staying here.
Wow, that's commitment. So you do not wear a shirt, straight up, period.
I want to be as accurate as I can about this. If I'm going out in public, I want to spend time with my family. I put on a shirt. I put on
the hoodie for incognito.
Otherwise, I'm not wearing a shirt. Even if
cover.
it's in the dead of winter, you're going to see me in New York. You're going to see me all over the place.
Does cold affect you?
Of course, it affects me.
Yeah.
But that's what I love. It hurts like crazy. Again, comfort's not good for the organism. And then you know how? When's the last time you were so goddamn fucking cold that it hurt you to the bone? And then you knew what it felt to really be warm.
Was there ever a moment where you're like, I got to put on a jacket?
Answer my
now?
question first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I used to live in New York for a year. Yeah, it gets really cold there.
And do you remember how good it felt to warm up?
Yeah, it's great.
And the same thing goes with hunger. When's the last time you were so
Never.
hungry?
You were
So
so
hungry.
Just being real.
And
You're
then
so quick.
so grateful to receive that nourishment, which provides that same feeling of warmth. Right? And so, do I ever put on a jacket? There are times I put on a jacket.
Okay, interesting.
And this is when
I mean, I fasted for sure. I get what you're saying about that.
it's an incredible feeling, and the
Yeah.
gratitude and the way it changes you, biochemically, physiologically, into the future. It's like there's so much incredible value. So once I'm starting to become hypothermic, listen, I'm not going to die to prove a point.
Yeah, okay, I see. So you believe in jackets.
Yeah, but like, when do I need a jacket? In the United States, I don't need.
Well,
a
you
jacket.
live in Texas, right? So it's pretty warm.
Yeah, but we
there.
go to New York
Yeah.
in the wintertime. You won't ever see me wearing a jacket, right? I mean, if I'm in Mongolia or the Arctic and it's 10 below,
We're gonna wear a jacket.
you're going to see me without a jacket, and then you're going to see me with a jacket.
How many shirts do you own?
I have hunting shirts.
Okay,
I
you-
probably have about a dozen.
A dozen shirts.
And
That's not a lot.
They're already packed. Well, you know what I actually have? You should see my closet. Fuck. Why haven't y'all posted the closet video?
Get on it, guys. You're fucking slacking.
You go into my closet, you'll see no shirts hanging up. No
Mm-hmm.
shirts whatsoever. You're gonna see about 100 pairs of shorts.
The short. I
gonna-
love
you're
that.
gonna have red
Yo,
shorts.
I'm a short. fan.
You're gonna have
I love that.
red
What's
shorts,
your brand?
green
What-
shorts, Liver King.
Oh, you have your own shorts brand?
And
Oh my god.
Well, I don't sell them. I don't sell them. We just had them made because
Why
I
not?
wanted 100%
Can I take a look at your? Because
native material. Look,
because I'm a fan of.
there's
Yeah.
my Liver King right here. You got the Liver King logo in the
Is
back.
that fleece?
No, bro. It's just 100% cotton.
Oh wow, those look nice.
Thank you.
You should sell those.
Okay. Well, somebody get on selling them. But that's the deal. So I own a couple of shirts. I just I don't like to wear the shirt because I didn't wear the shirt before social.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever get embarrassed walking with him shirtless? Never. Yeah, she's a good one. You guys are meant to be together.
You think so? Because I would have expected her to say, not only never, but I'm so goddamn proud
You didn't
of the value that he
endorse
expresses in the world. And then I'm his complimentary opposite. Why did you not say any of that?
She said never. That's good. What about the kids? I mean, the kids have got to be like, Dad, put on a shirt.
Probably a little bit, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes, like I go to Burger King and I pick a fight. And I'm having a fight. Like, the Liver King is here.
You kind of look like the Burger King guy.
Right. What? Hold on.
Wait, he's right.
Getting all that shit out.
I'm sorry, but he's right.
Pull up.
Yeah, I'm
Tell
going
me.
to.
Oh my you pull up this six pack. Pull up this six pack right now. The only thing that might look the same, I would say, is the crown.
I gotta say, yeah. Bro.
Oh, maybe the beard.
Yeah, no. Burger King's Primal.
What if he's the same guy?
I think they need to pay your ass royalties.
Well,
Burger King is terrible, though. I hate the Whopper.
So if I go in there picking a fight with Burger King to prove a point, I think they're a little embarrassed, but they also have fun.
They're like, Dad's doing it again. He's
Here's the
fighting
thing,
Burger King.
when I was their age, there ain't no way I would do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I was such an introvert, and I didn't really connect with the outside world, and I had a tough upbringing at that time.
Would you say sales opened you up a lot because it forces you to be more extroverted?
You know what opened me up a whole lot was around 15. I found a group of guys that took me in, and those guys that took me in, I call them the OG crew. I'm infinitely grateful.
You
to
friends
them.
with them still?
Oh, I love them.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We just had to get together at Liver King Ranch, and what ended up happening, it was like, hey, let's go talk to those girls. right? And that's what your peer group does. We go talk to those girls and we realize, okay, as a group that was intimidating. So from now on, it's one at a time. One guy's gonna go up to 3 or 4 girls, and we would just rotate, and we would rotate, and we would get so many reps in. I would say that's when I started to kind of forge this. At first, it was horrific, right? And then with enough failures and enough reps, you start to sharpen that skill, and you're not a complete idiot.
I've described overcoming social anxiety, and it is like a muscle. You're right.
I love that. My wife was when we met because at the gas station, in the anywhere we went, she called me diarrhea mouth. I didn't know when to stop. On the elevator, on the gondola, it's like that's how I was programmed. This is what we did. Again, like what I had come from, and this was like my workout. So I would say that probably helped me a lot.
Does he have a pet peeve? Is there something about him where you're like, just tone it down a little bit, Liver King? No,
I would say I might be vulgar in front of my kids and their friends.
I see.
Right? At first she would be like, "Hey, maybe you cuss too much in front of like you're calling his friend their friends a pussy." and they're 6 years old. But
Eat this liver, pussy.
But let me tell you the life lesson.
No Cheez-Its for you, pussy.
And then here's what the kid does. The kid goes, "But I'm not a pussy." Right? And I'm like, oh, this is where you fucked up, right? Just go with it, right? Because when somebody makes fun of you, here's what you better do. You better have the best comeback in the world, which you don't. You're 6. I'm 45. And so what you need to do is
it's not gonna turn around and be like, I fucked your mom. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Hey, so go with it. Like, one of the guys had acne all over his face, right? And I'm like, hey, people are gonna make fun of you for being a pizza face, right? And he goes, oh, I don't.
You said that to him?
He goes,
that was unnecessary.
He goes, I'm not a pizza. And I said, guess what? People are gonna do this, and I'm gonna give you a lesson right now. Because we're doing it out of love right now. We're getting in the reps. I'm calling everybody every name under the sun.
Oh, no.
Thick skin. We're going to get the practice right now. Because if you guys don't have this locker room talk, guess what? In the world, you're going to compete. You're trying to pick up this girl. This other guy's calling you pizza face. And guess what? Now you're going to say, oh, no, hey, I'm not pizza face.
Have you ever had a parent complain to you?
I think maybe they might complain to the liver queen. They don't like to complain.
Any parent ever be like, yo, can you tone it down around the kids?
What the frick?
Or any
other parent of children.
No, well, there you are. You're all good.
I want to say, like you got a call last week. I think people want to make sure all my guns are locked up.
That's
of course
fair.
they are.
Yeah, that's fair.
normal.
Yeah. We do a lot of
What
like.
about the spears? Do you lock them up too? The machetes and whatnot?
No, but I did tell the kids. I lined up all the kids and I said, anybody who will let me take a machete to the forehead and draw blood, you get $100.
Okay, we need to call CPS.
So we do a lot of fun stuff like that, and then the kids go home with a lot of money. The kids go home with like $500, and
wait, so they do draw blood?
Well, I wanted to see who was brave enough to do it. Am I gonna put a machete to their head? And I said, hey guys, here's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna put the machete right there, right between the eyes, boom, just like that. And then I'm gonna go like that, and whatever happens, as long as it draws blood, you get $100. And of course, I'm thinking, oh, everyone's gonna be scared out of their mind. I don't know if it was Paul or Evan Castillo, but one of them stepped up, and one of them goes, I'll do it. And so I took, it was actually a massive Bowie knife, I don't know how you say it. I put it right on his head. He stayed firm. I said, make sure you brace yourself. I did the whole thing. The kid didn't move. I said, okay, you get $100 fucking bucks.
You didn't do it.
Of course I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Of course I didn't do it.
That's crazy. Okay, they are not coming back. The parents, if they see this, they're gonna be like, Evan, you're not going to that.
They all come back and they all collect money and they all learn like the life lessons that we go through. And of course, like here's the thing, like to be able to go through the simulation in a safe place, but not really know how safe you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll put the kids in the pool in the middle of winter, and I'll say anyone who can stay in the pool for 5 minutes, you get $200. Right, so everybody jumps in the pool, and now I really start to fuck with them. And now after about 2 minutes, it's cold, right? And I say it's cold, but it's like 50, maybe 60. And I said now, it's been 2 minutes, right? If you get out right now, I'm gonna give you your money. But if you can get in the cold plunge where it's 34 degrees, massively different, right? And they're already cold. I said, if you get in the cold plunge, I'll double it. And so here's the thing, anyone...
Kids are doing part-time work at your house, doing stunts.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. Here's the thing. One chose to do it. Nobody else did. And the longer you thought about it, the colder you were getting anyways. What you needed to do is you needed to act immediately. Mm-hmm. And so here's the lesson. right? Regret the things that you do, not the things you don't do. The knee-jerk reaction is, okay, I'll do it. Okay, I'll do it. Because guess what? You're gonna regret for the rest of your life that you didn't reach for her hand, because somebody else did.
You didn't. You declined to do the shake with. You hesitated.
And I thought a lot about that.
That could have been the
No,
that could have been.
listen, I can tell you for sure that I do not regret doing that. But
Okay.
I see the shake
How do you
weight.
know?
It's like handing me McDonald's. Am I going to eat McDonald's if you hand me McDonald's? No. Right? Anything that's so damn clearly subprimal.
I think you need to prove to us that your body is optimized to handle that poison.
Why do I
By
need to
eating
prove
a-
that to you?
Oh, I thought it's all about proving that you're. Well, I guess you don't have to prove anything to me, but
Well, I
to
like how
yourself.
you caught yourself. I like that. Oh, prove it to myself.
Yeah.
Well,
And
yeah,
you-
that's
you
what
can
you're
handle the
testing your
shit.
body.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, you're testing your body, right? You're training your body. Let's get a Big Mac in there.
Oh, put a Big Mac. See if I can handle the poison.
Yeah,
Do you know how long that linoleic acid stays into your cell?
that's
I was,
the seed
I
oil.
was about to say,
Years.
like, I feel like he would die if he had like normal food once after you
Years.
trained your
Stays in
body.
there for years.
But it's kind of like if you're always eating at home, if you always cook your own meals and then you go out and eat, like you'll feel so dried up from the amount of sodium that they put in like regular
Yeah.
processed
And,
meats.
and
regular
also
food.
coats the roof of your mouth. There's something different about it, you know. And I know what it does to you biochemically. I'll push back from that.
So I want to go back. So basically,
Ethan is saying he's more primal for being able to take down frozen
yeah,
pizzas.
yeah.
and
My
you can't
body's
even
my
do it.
body is unbeatable.
Yeah.
I eat that shit all day.
Prove it. Let me see your six pack. Prove it.
No, it's underneath.
Oh, I know,
It's
I
underneath
know.
a
I'm
thick
just
layer.
fucking,
It's
I'm
underneath
just
a thick
fucking.
layer of frozen pizzas.
So you said you had a hard upbringing. What does that mean? What was it like, your relationship with your parents?
Wow,
Well, I didn't
this
have a dad
episode is
growing
going
up.
forever.
He died before I knew him. I don't want to tell this whole sob story because I've told it a couple of times. But basically, from about 10 to 15, I just got the shit handed to me every day at school. I was the only
were
one of my
bullied.
kind. Oh fuck yeah! Oh my god! I mean, I just get clocked out or
Or what?
knocked
What
out.
would they bully you about?
Most of the time, I didn't even know. But this is really clear. I was the only one of my kind. I was the only white kid there. I was tiny. I was an easy target. You know, and I would just get punched. I would get knocked out. The bell would ring. I would wake up. I'd collect my books and I'd go to class. And actually, the first day of school, this happened. The very first day, Felix fucking Sanchez. I hope you're watching Felix Sanchez from San Antonio, from Pat Neff.
You grew up in Texas.
I did in San Antonio. Well, we kind of migrated from Air Force Base to Air Force Base because my dad was in the military. But here's what, and then I was probably 2 or 3 when he died.
Was it related to the military? His death?
It's complicated, actually. I don't want to get into that.
Okay, sure.
So what ends up happening is, this is just my middle school. I remember coming home saying, hey, listen, I'm never going back. I think a lot of people probably said that.
I'm
"Hey,
not
never
actually
going
playing
back."
this game.
But my mom didn't let me.
I just
She
needed to
was
level
like,
up,
"I'm
that's
not even
all."
listening to this. This is not even an option.
Okay.
And from then on, I
Okay.
knew I could never tell her another story about what happened. And so I just took it, like every day I took it. And I remember coming home, just no self-worth, humiliated of this guy I would see in the mirror. I mean, I told you these horrific statistics about suicide. There's no fucking way that this is a real thing that I had contemplated. Like, why would I exist in a world like this? This was such a horrific world, and all I wanted to do was be like them. I said this yesterday on a podcast. Like, I didn't want to be in this body or look like this or have this color skin. All I wanted to do was be like these guys that were kicking everybody else's ass. I just wanted to be like these guys. So that's what it was for like 4 or 5 years. You know, just no self-worth, nothing. But I was working out at this time, and then I'll never forget. I was probably about 14 or so, and I was playing basketball on the court, and somebody said, "Hey, you look like Marky Mark," and I lost it. I'm like, holy shit! Like Marky Mark is like a stud, and then I started to realize about that time. I'm like, hey, you know what? I kind of do look like Marky Mark. I'm gonna start taking my shirt off, and then other guys started giving me compliments, and other girls for the first time ever started looking at me.
Interesting.
It changed my whole life.
They were Myron.
You started your exercising journey around like
8.
8.
My mom's boyfriend gave me a bench. He was a pharmacist. I started using it.
8 years old?
I was 8 or 9. Yeah.
By the way, I have a picture of young Liver King.
Yeah, that's young Lever King at 15.
I mean, look at this. You ever seen a 15-year-old built like that? Where your arms don't even go down.
I think I was probably trying to make myself look bigger, but yeah, I mean, I looked okay. I wish somebody told me to do some more squats back
What do you
then.
mean you looked okay? You got good definition in your quads for 15.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
But because this is the time when people were giving me those compliments, and that changed my life. You know, that's when I figured out, like, I actually figured out my way out of this hellhole
Compliments
without a
help.
dad, without a mentor, with anybody to tell me what to do.
Fitness was your basically salvation from everything.
Oh, yeah.
I would agree to that. I had a similar experience as well. I'm both being bullied and everything. I was always fat, so once I was able to,
Growing up, you were fat? Like, I know
was
you were
really,
big. Oh, wow.
I was really fat. Yeah, I always wanted to not be fat. I always wanted to have like these goals. Like I wanted to be able to dunk, and I wanted to have a six pack. Yeah, it was like silly shit, but when I was able to actually accomplish
Indiana
it,
Jones.
and I talk about this all the time, it gave me the confidence to be able to do whatever I want, because I knew, like, well, this was my main goal my entire life, and I was able to achieve that. So now, as long as I put my mind to it, and as long as I, put enough effort into it, I know I can accomplish whatever I want.
If you don't mind, I want to really put that into Liver King words, because I like to talk about this, because you know how many kids are going through what we both went through. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get these DMs every single day. I hate my life, Liver King, where do I start? And I say, start eating liver and start lifting heavy shit. Learn the barbarian, train the barbarian, become a barbarian. You guys know about this workout, because here's what ends up happening, is you become physically strong. But physical strength doesn't mean shit. It's about the process that got you there. When you realize that this active suffering, this is self-imposed, active suffering, active struggling, this relentless effort every day enables you to do something that you otherwise thought was possible. It's that process that you realize I can point that process at anything in life, and I can achieve the highest level of success in all my roles and goals.
That's why I'm always trying to get him to go to the gym.
I started exercising, but I don't like lifting weights. You know.
He says he doesn't feel good after he works out.
I do. I changed my routine and now I do.
Oh, okay, good. Because like there's never been a moment in my life where I went and I worked out and I suffered through that, and then I felt worse afterwards. Every time I go and I 100% go to the gym, I know how to get
Oh, come on!
Morning outside.
Yeah.
The moment that I'm done with that workout, I feel a sense of accomplishment across the board, and also, all
I
the hormones.
yoinked
When you
him.
have self-imposed resistance like that, we're wired to have that reward system.
Yeah.
Right, we're wired for that. This morning I thought about this because I thought, I want to be sharp for this. You guys paid all this money for me to be here, and I wanted there to be reciprocal value. And I thought, holy shit, like, what if I can't eat today? I thought, I'm not gonna do my workout this morning. I laid there in bed for a minute thinking, I'm gonna skip my workout because I want to be my best. Because I have really heavy deadlifts this morning, and that will tax your CNS, and then you're a bumbling moron.
Where are you working out? You're working out.
I got this incredible machine called the Vitruvian. There's no professional relationship, but this Vitruvian, you can do 600-pound deadlifts. You can do 600-pound squats on it. Yeah, if you watch my story,
with that?
we travel
Oh my
with
goodness.
it. Yeah, and that's a nice thing when you send me the big jet. Boom,
Yeah,
put in the Vitruvian.
Absolutely.
And
How heavy is it?
it's 100. It's only 100 pounds, but it has these motors. It has this technology. This is an
I
amazing
know
machine.
what it is,
Again, if
yeah.
you just watch
I think
my
I've
story
seen it.
today, you're gonna see some really heavy deadlifts and squats on there. That's the machine. So, but here's the thing. I thought about that. I'm like, do I want to tax my CNS? And I thought I have to, because this is what I do. And I might not be at 10 today on the podcast, but if I'm at 8.5,
It's 11. Yeah,
Yeah, no, this is great. This is my favorite leftovers episode so far.
Yeah.
but again, you always
Even though
feel
I ate
great.
dick.
Yeah, I like that. But hey, to your point, like you
swallow, I spit.
Yeah.
But it
but,
comes
but,
to
but
top.
when is
Quitters
the,
are quitters, man.
you guys are fucking crazy. I was on a podcast yesterday with all this like similar talk, and I'm like, I don't even know what to say about any of that stuff. But
Well,
here's
when
the
you
deal.
come with a big old fucking horse cock and start feeding people, you gotta
I
check
got
some
yeah, I gotta get
You brought
better.
this on yourself.
You're right. I was self-imposed. But you're right. Like you don't get through a workout and say, oh, no, I feel like shit. Right? About myself or physically. So I'm glad that you're figuring some of that stuff out. But how much you want about, like, we're going to take this one step at a time. We're going to start with liver and bone marrow.
Here it
We're
is.
going to stay in touch. We're going to get some sun in our...
Absolutely.
And we're just going to incrementally ratchet that thing up.
When did you start being no-kill?
Maybe 10 years. I don't know.
10 years ago?
It was from 8 to 12, yeah.
Oh, you were no.
No.
10
8 to
years
12 years
old?
ago.
Oh, I was like, holy
He wasn't
shit.
No.
He's not selling CPAP machines shirtless. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm just, but so do you often go in stores and they ask you to leave and that's just part of your life?
I get that question a lot. I really don't go to stores. I mean, at Liver King
Other people
Ranch.
shop for you?
Well, like, what do you need? Again, I don't work club.
Okay.
right? I mean,
he doesn't really eat anything that you're, you know. you probably
all
get
of my
from the butcher.
food comes from Liver King Ranch or White Oak Pasture. Will help with that. It's like, I mean, I'm so satiated from a social, emotional, physical, like what I
You have
can eat.
everything you need.
So
He doesn't have any clothes. He's not buying clothes. Where's he going? What is the last time you
that's what
entered
I'm
a
trying
store?
to think. I'm trying to think. The last time I went to a store was actually, you guys, do you have Kroger out here?
Yeah.
I went there to make a video, but I don't grocery shop. In fact, my social media team, they're like, hey, let's go do a video of you grocery shopping. I mean, I haven't grocery shopped in over a decade, in 15 years. I'm not going to go pretend that I do something because they had this great idea. I'm like, I am who I am. Passive income is what I call social. Record my life as I live it. Catch up, stay up with me, right? And so I recently went to a Kroger to do a video with, I don't know if you guys have heard of the Carnivore MD. His name's Paul Kelly.
Yeah, I know.
The guy is just an encyclopedia. And so we went and we did something in there, but that was just for filming. So if you're asking me like when did I go to
Did they
the
ask you to leave or they didn't care?
you know what? This happens all the time. Okay, you guys are gonna love this. So we were at a Chick-fil-A, getting filming. Like, hey, here's how you can order primal sandwiches.
By the way, I eat Chick-fil-A all the fucking time. There's grilled chicken sandwiches. You know, there's certainly
You can eat
get,
primal there?
Yeah, you can get. I mean, not primal, like it's not raw, but
It doesn't have to be raw, but you know it
there's
doesn't have to be
grilled chicken-
sub-primal.
There's grilled chicken nuggets. There's grilled chicken tenders.
So the grilled chicken is a primal meal?
So grilled chicken, but listen, when I tell everybody, hey, listen, here's how you order primal, and I'm gonna give you $100 to order primal for the next week. Lose the buns, double the chicken, right? And listen, if you really want to have those buns, because a lot of people do, what you got to do is 30 push-ups before you eat. That's all you got to do, right? So there's a primal way to eat and a subprimal way to eat and mitigate most of that damage. It's incredible what a glycogen sink we are. If we do just a little bit of exercise, we would have never just fallen aside. Oh my God, look at all these calories. We always work for some calories. They call the cops on us. Hey, you better leave. You better leave. They call the cops.
Chick-fil-A called the police.
Yeah, but this happens a lot. So they'll call the cops. And you know what? You get the most views when the cops come. So like we're in the UK recently, and I'm trying
What
to
do you
get.
think? Shirtless dudes? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm gonna tell you. And so the
Chick-fil-A was like, none of that gay stuff. No shirtless men here.
that's true. They don't like
That's
gays.
not holy.
Yeah.
I think there's a problem.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming up to us, wanting to take pictures. No one's ordering food. You know, and I guess for the couple of poor customers that are there to eat, it's a spectacle.
Okay.
And so what ends up happening, the sheriff shows up. And so, again, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a conflict. And, oh, hey, it's Liver King.
Ah, that's good.
Can I get a picture with you?
Wow.
And I'm like, absolutely, let's take a picture. I mean, I can't start a fight with her. And the same thing happened with the Queen's Guard. We went way before she passed away. Just for the record. Because some stupid shit showed up on social media.
Liver King was not there when the Queen died. Let's let that
You are
be
not a
known.
suspect, right?
No, this is here's what some people said on social media.
He did not go to Aberdeen in Scotland. That's
They
a lie.
said that we try to go and do some marketing ploy off of.
Right. You were there before.
We were there a month or two ahead of time, and so I'm going up to the guards and I'm saying, "The king is here. Let me in." And I got dumbbells and I'm curling, and I'm hoping because I know they're pretty serious. I'm thinking, oh, they start laughing and they're like, "You know who you are." Like,
You're
this
too
isn't
famous.
working anymore.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's not working. So, in terms of really going to a store,
They didn't know who I was, I'll tell you that much. When I was asking if the Queen is actually dead, way before, I went a couple months before as well, they were not happy.
They weren't interested.
No, the British people were not happy with me being like, the Queen might be dead actually. Do you think she's a
Maybe
hologram?
clairvoyant, though.
Yeah.
well, what's wild, a lot of the guards ended up wanting pictures. I loved it. I mean, it is great. Queen, can you think of the last time that we legitimately went into a store? I'll tell you,
That's
I am
interesting.
watch shopping right now. And so
Okay, yeah, watch shop,
Like what?
classy
Like,
establishment.
what do you got right now? What do you got on?
I got a $20.
That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna go with that, right? Or are
So,
you
so
like,
this is
looking
why
for
I'm
a
watch
Rolly?
shopping because I want a watch to give to my kids, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have that right now, and you know what? I want a really cool watch also because we're going to Dubai, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this cool watch, and so what ends up happening is like the watch guy comes to our house, and he opens up his bag and has a couple of watches. So the thing is, I know when I point myself at something, the value that I can create and I can get out of it. The minute you put me in a car, the minute you put me somewhere else, it's not worth it to me. right? So I will gladly pay a lawyer or a watch guy or anybody to come to me, right? So that I can focus on what I need to focus on to create the
Well,
value.
expensive watch shopping, you don't really go to stores for that anyway. I don't think.
I have a question. Well, I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have any expensive.
Let me ask you this. I understand that you don't wipe your asshole. Is that true?
Most of the time, that's true.
Yeah. So I find that really interesting. Your shits are just really like clean,
They're clean, they're crispy.
crispy.
You know, and you know, listen.
But
lightly fried.
Are you supplementing with fiber though? You're not just eating meat.
I
right?
don't supplement with fiber.
No,
man.
this man, he's Liver King, bro.
You just straight.
He
You
shits
only
liver.
do
What do you
straight meat.
Wait, what are your
raw
shits
meat.
like?
Every once in a while, we'll have some guacamole, right? This is not part of my daily routine. Every once in a while, we'll have some fruit. This is every once in a while. Like I don't have a lot of fruit.
You don't want to go crazy now with the fruit.
Well, here's the thing. Like we have an orchard at Liver King Ranch. If a peach is growing, I'll grab it. Right? I'm not going out of my way to grow stuff or I'm sorry, to order stuff that isn't local or actually in season.
So what do your shits look like?
They're just perfect, man. I mean,
Just a nice log?
Have you ever taken a
They're a nice
photo
log.
of a nice one where you're like, this
Send
is
it to
it?
Queen?
well, here, send it to her. I should just leave it in there as a trophy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you can do that too.
But here's the thing. I mean, when you do it every day, you know what a perfect one feels like.
You don't even
I know,
want
but you
and
gotta
also
still
you
wipe.
don't use soap, right? So like you could have shit in your ass right now.
Well, so everyone. That's what I'm like. So if it doesn't feel the way that I know it's supposed to feel,
yeah.
like, you know what? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check.
Okay, so you can sense when the shit was a little messy.
Yeah.
And then you'll go in with the toilet paper, or do you have a bidet?
No, I'll go in with a toilet paper.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta try the bidet. I promise. you. It's gonna change
You
your
really
life.
are the bidet king.
That's subprimal, bro.
Yeah, no, bidets are excellent.
I have a bidet that dries my ass.
Yeah, I got one recently put in by
Why would
Ludwig.
your ass be wet? Oh, from the bidet.
From the
the
water.
bidet.
Yeah.
I got one as well. I don't. You don't need all that stuff. All you
like
need
it.
is like a regular one. You know what I mean? Just spray some water in there.
Okay,
and
what
it's
other
good.
questions? do we
No,
got?
wait,
Let's
hold
go
on. I'm not
back
done with
to
this. So you shit, and then you have diarrhea sometimes.
I've had diarrhea before. It's like hardly ever. You know, like when we went to Africa. Holy.
You got.
Was it from the water?
I don't know what it was from.
Probably.
But like after a couple of days, it's like black water.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
no,
then so
it
you're
is
using
from the water.
you're wiping up in that situation.
Well, oh my God! Listen, you don't even wipe in that situation. You get in the
Just
shower.
move on, yeah.
I guess the equivalent of the bidet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's wiping gonna do?
And so you don't use soap, right? Well, you do take showers, but just to rinse off.
Yeah, we use well water. We get in the lake. We do a cold plunge. Every once in a while, so we have a bar of tallow, right? And that's like the original soap is tallow, right? Animal fat.
Just fat.
It's just fat, and that actually lathers up a little bit. I would never use that to. So everybody knows about the gut microbiome, right?
Everybody.
I mean, seriously, like
Yeah, I know,
it's a really important thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And did you know that we also have an oral microbiome?
Yes.
And we also have a skin microbiome. And every time that you use some sort of destructive detergent, you disrupt that skin microbiome.
Mhm.
Now, I'm not saying that my skin looks better than yours, but what I am
Your
saying
skin is beautiful. Liver.
Thank you.
Surprisingly.
But here's the thing. I don't
Why?
want to.
Because you're saying he's on steroids?
No, because he's fucking under the sun nonstop.
Well, he's got a nice little tan.
Well, the queen
That's-
too.
yeah.
That's what I'm
do you
saying.
use soap on your skin?
So you use facial creams and stuff? Okay.
But she doesn't
Okay,
use soap
okay.
on her body either to
Okay.
disrupt that skin microbiome.
Okay, and then let me ask you this. Do you shave your pubes?
Why the fuck would you do that?
I'm just curious. Just some
You don't
people
shave, you just
some
let it
people
ride?
groom. Some
your
people
pubes?
groom.
You're gonna shave your pubes?
Some people, a lot of
Yeah.
people groom. They want it to look good down there.
How new is that? You know, it's like people have.
Oh, that's
hey,
that's old. That's been around.
you think people did that in the 20s, in the 50s?
Oh, I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying. Like the modern day manicured man is starting to do certain things today that make them look less like their primal wild first version self.
Yeah, but I'm fine with
I
that.
think the ladies
And-
like
and-
a little. I'm not talking about the queen. I mean, you guys have your own thing.
think the ladies
but I
like
think
it?
the ladies like some trimming.
Well, are you in a relationship?
No.
Because for you, it doesn't fucking matter.
No.
But here's the deal. So you're hooking up with girls, you know, or whatever, every once in a while. If all guys are manicured like that, you show up and you're not fucking manicured. Guess what? This guy's different.
I don't know if that's a good
This guy's
thing,
a
exactly.
man. This guy smells different. This guy is fucking built different. This guy's different. You know, this guy's the most primal guy I've ever been with.
I look. Here's the thing. I don't really do too much now, but back in the day when I was more
You don't trim?
active, no. I trim.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not active, I trim.
You gotta be ready.
I like the way it looks.
dick
I like
looks
the way
bigger.
it feels.
Yeah, your dick looks bigger. And I need all the help I can get.
I just
Great.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Good job,
regardless
Ethan.
Of, like grooming. I think it's good.
I've never been to a primitive culture tribe where they give a fuck about grooming.
Okay, fair enough. And
I
so-
just want to say, by the way, hair serves a functional purpose, right? And you just got to be thinking, what are you doing? To each their own. For the record, I shave no part of my body.
Right. Okay. I understand you guys have to leave in 50 minutes. I'm going to do some rapid fire stuff.
Okay.
Hassan, do you want to smell him and see what's going on? over
I
there?
already did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everybody
it's hard
can
not
smell
to.
me.
Yeah.
Liver King is here.
You definitely have some. You have
Liver
some
King
BO.
is
It's not
here.
as
Yeah.
disruptive as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but there's.
But you can definitely. I can definitely smell you.
Thank you.
And so,
Thank
do you use toothpaste?
No. Our early ancestors didn't brush, didn't floss,
brush?
didn't get cavities.
Do you brush?
I don't use toothpaste. I don't brush. I don't floss.
You don't even deal with the mouth.
And I don't get cavities.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you
I think I'm going to do a disservice to your listeners if I don't just at least tell them this. If you don't want to get cavities, get the fat-soluble system, right? You need vitamin A, D, K, and E. In other words, you need to eat liver, bone marrow, egg yolks, get sun.
It's a one-stop shop. Liver is just helping everything.
Oh, I know what I
Well,
want.
I know about this stuff, and you have to mechanically load the teeth. So if you're eating baby food, if you're eating stuff where you're not mechanically loading, then you're still going to have oral health issues. So you need to mechanically load, and you need that kind of nutrition. You're going to be good to go.
Liver King. Now, do you have to have sex in a certain position because you're so big, and sometimes fat guys have a problem. They have to go into a certain position. 'Cause I mean, you're massive, right? So, and also, I don't know how well endowed you are, but like, what's the situation with your what position? Do you have to go in a position, or are you guys fully flexible? Because you're both very muscular.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Never talked about my wife on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
But with all seriousness, you
That's
know,
fair.
Damn, he's gonna
That's
kill
respectful.
you, dude. He looked at you like.
Yeah, I don't talk about my sex life, you know, with the queen in that level of detail. What I'll tell you is this.
Cause y'all got that weird bed. Like that's not.
Oh.
We have wooden planks, you know. But here's the thing,
That's not.
you don't need a fucking bed to have sex.
Yeah, I
right?
wonder where would you do it if not on the bed and on the wooden planks? Just on the earth?
Anywhere and everywhere else. It's
Anywhere.
like, is that the only place you have bed? Sex. And if that's the only place you have sex, I feel sorry for you. But,
Right.
I mean, especially if you have kids, because if you have kids, you got to be opportunistic.
You gotta
right?
get it in real quick.
And
And also, your kids are homeschooled, so God, you know what I mean?
But I always say this: is you earn the life and wife and sex life that you behold, and we attract our complementary opposites. And if you want to wake up next to a person that you love and you absolutely lust, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to her to
He's a
express your.
respectful king. That was very respectful.
But this is the deal. I want to get this message out because there's too many people. They get married, they get comfortable, and then they gain 5 pounds a year in perpetuity. And now they've been married for 10 years, and now they weigh 220 pounds each. And now you're less attracted to that person. And now you're looking outside of the marriage. You're looking outside of the relationship for what you deem to be sexy and lustworthy. You still love the person, but you don't wake up lusting that person.
Right.
And so I feel like you owe it to yourself, you owe it to her, to express your highest and most dominant physical form. And guess what? She'll do the same. You pull each other forward in that ecosystem. And what a gift this is. This is not an incredible amount of work you have to do every day, right? You commit to 30 minutes a day, a couple of days a week, and you're going to produce such a physical specimen of yourself, and you're going to feel great. And guess what? She's your complementary opposite. She's going to look the same way. And imagine you get to wake up to the person that you know is a 10 every fucking day.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Are you into semen retention? You seem like a guy who'd be into that.
Why?
I don't know. You
Well,
like to hold in all the vitamins.
why, how could you say I seem like a guy and I say why?
But you-
I don't know.
It's
There's
just
a
a
lot of-
vibe.
yeah.
You hold in. You got to keep all the nutrients. I guess the semen retention thing is about like I hold on to the masculine energies and. I don't
There's
know.
a lot of bro science
Yeah,
out there
but
on Instagram
but you
and
didn't
everywhere
answer.
else.
So I do things based out of first principle thinking, and what our early ancestors did and what modern day
And they were
folks
not
try to
doing
do.
semen retention.
There's not only is there no semen retention, right? There's no discussion of that kind of shit.
We don't
You know?
talk about it.
I
How do you know they didn't talk about it?
You know what?
It's the
I
most
don't
fun
know
you
that.
can have with
Yeah.
yourself. Why? I'm sure the.
You think early man jerked off?
Ooh, are you kidding
I
me?
mean, what else
dude?
they gonna do?
They got no time. They have so much time in the day to fill.
So
I'd be
here's what I'm
cranking
gonna
it
do.
nonstop.
On part 2, when we do this again,
Yeah.
I'm going to have I'm going to. I have a list of questions I ask these tribes. God forbid, I don't know what they're gonna think.
Wait, you're gonna ask them?
I'm gonna
yo,
start asking them this question.
Oh, I'd love
times
to
do you
know.
jerk
How
off?
many times
I'm
you
going
jerk
to
off?
ask them
Yeah.
about jerking off and semen retention, and then I'm going to report back because this is not.
I'm sure they don't do semen retention.
Well, we went on another podcast. It was Pardon My Take, and they asked this question. And
They asked someone asked you this already?
PFT, my man.
Who the fuck asked?
yeah,
Who
it was
asked you
Billy
that?
Football.
Oh, it was Billy.
It was Billy Football. But those guys are giants, man. I love those guys.
Yeah.
In their respective fields. These are great guys. And so I'm like, you know what? It's the first time I've ever heard about it. And I'm thinking, why? And again, now you guys are asking, and now this is something that someone is trying
We
to
need to
advance.
look into it.
Let me look into it. Let me actually set the record straight.
I
Is
got killed by a
masturbation allowed in the
skeleton.
primal, to be primal? Is masturbating primal?
Well, to each their own. Here's what I'll say
This
about
guy.
that.
I'm
When
gonna
you wake
go
up next to your fucking tent,
for
You don't
smoke.
need it.
you wake up
What if
next
you're
to
single primal?
If you're single primal, listen, I can't tell you from personal experience. Right?
You don't jerk off.
I don't jerk off because I got a fucking tent next to me.
Right. King.
But when you were single,
Yeah, when you were, I mean,
you must have.
Of course.
okay, all right,
Okay,
good.
If you
There
don't
go.
jerk off when you're single, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You can't be going out
In
with
fact,
a loaded
I
gun.
even talked to my kids about this. I'm like, you guys better be doing that.
All right, hold
You
on.
know,
I
You
I
can't go
want
out with a loaded gun. You gotta. That's prime.
listen. I prepared a bunch of little games I want to fit in because I know you're in a hurry. Tell me, you want to play Guess the Vegetarian? Are you willing to do that? Do you think you have a?
When you say guess, like, is it a person?
Yeah, it's one of the people I'm going to show you on the crew, and you guess who's the
Oh,
vegetarian.
on the crew.
You think you could do that or no?
Yeah, I could do that for sure.
Okay, here we go. So this is Cam. This is Dan. This is Ian. This is Lena. Everyone's crying. This is Zach. That one's hard. He's covered up.
No, that's
Sam.
pretty obvious.
Olivia. Love. AB. So I guess me. I'm not vegetarian. So do you have a guess here?
Scroll again slowly,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you when to stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Ian.
100%.
I love meat.
It's actually Dan.
Dan, you're a vegetarian? What the fuck? I feel betrayed.
The beard got you, huh?
Well, let me make this official. The 9 ancestral tenets are vegan friendly, right? Only one of them is eat, right? So you can still do the 9 ancestral tenets and be 89% primal.
Okay. Here's another one.
I bet you he's doing the other ancestral tenets.
Oh, Dan is definitely primal.
Thanks, man.
Why does
Thanks
it
for saying so.
might contain erotic or adult imagery?
I don't know. I want to show you an image of something specific, and you just tell me, is it primal or subprimal? Can you do that?
Sure.
Okay, so caveman, wild berry,
Primal.
sunscreen.
Bro, this is embarrassing you're asking.
So I can keep going. Yeah,
Subprimal,
yeah,
all the
yeah.
way, 100%.
Okay, sparkling water.
Plastic is subprimal.
What about in glass?
Primal.
Okay. Prime energy drink.
I love those guys.
Yeah, but
So all I'm gonna say is this: loyalty above all. The same as primal. And
No shot. That's plastic too. Come on.
These
It is plastic.
guys saw worth and potential in me before I knew that I had it myself.
I invited you before they did. For the
To
record.
be fair,
Well,
yeah,
me
we
and
did.
Hassan have
We
been
did.
talking shop.
Okay, but for the
Would
record,
you drink that? Would you drink that?
For the record, look at how your producer reached out to me, right? And
How did he do it?
Well, I read the DM verbatim.
Was it bad?
Well, all I'll tell you is this: Logan Paul and Paulson said, "Hey, we'll come to you."
Oh yeah, I wasn't
Well,
gonna talk
of course you weren't.
Yeah.
But again, you sent the jet. You put me up.
Okay,
you did it.
okay, so that's
Okay, so that's
Would you-
definitely not
Would
prime.
you drink this after a workout?
Listen, I love these guys. I
Loyalty
I
above all.
support what they do. Yeah, move on.
Escalator.
Oh, this is easy. We would never fucking touch an escalator.
Never.
That's primal.
Take the stairs always.
Yeah, and if there's no stairs, you don't go.
Oh,
NASA.
dude, nerd.
NASA's always fucking primal.
Yeah, good.
Outer space?
That's primal as fuck.
That's
Oh,
primal?
obviously.
Okay, what about the Haley Bieber beefing with Selena Gomez?
I don't know anything about that.
You got nothing. Okay, Queen Elizabeth. The second.
Primal.
Primal.
Really?
You were hesitating.
No
You
shot.
want to
That's
explain?
the most subprimal thing ever. You got like you got a monarch that's like wearing all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? And
Playing
like
dress up.
stolen money and land off of like
That is primal, though, isn't
the
it?
primal people
Pillaging is primal, right?
Listen,
that lived off the earth.
this is why I
Hold
gave
on.
this disclaimer earlier. I live in a primal. I don't know what's trending. I don't know when the tornado is coming or the hurricane. I prospectively create the light. I don't have this shit to show me. I don't even know.
All right, so the queen is primal. Gambling.
Gambling's always primal.
Gambling's primal.
9/11.
Here's what you gotta do. Here's what you gotta do. Is, you gotta take risks that are commensurate with a reward, right? This is what the evolutionary hunter did.
You talking about gambling or 9/11?
Everything's a gamble. Chasing an animal is a gamble.
Exactly. And
That's
then
primal.
what's the potential reward?
The payoff, life.
Yeah. And then are you guys on that? Did you guys not hear my video on this?
I did. I watched
Yeah,
it.
no, I saw you. I
You said it's
saw it.
subprimal.
It's the ultimate subprimal.
Well,
act.
it's dedication to a belief. You know, it was a huge act. Like,
Listen, you can call it. You call it whatever
Those
you want.
dudes definitely
I'm
got
just
living
saying,
in
they-
I've already put my stake in the sand. I've said what I think.
Those homies were living.
I agree with you. Subprimal.
Yeah, people, not us. We would never do that.
It's like, we can move on.
Well, you know what? I want to make a point. When you make a face like that, I believe that you invite attack upon yourself.
Okay,
You invite
interesting.
attack upon your family. I
True.
think when you emasculate yourself like that, when you do that to yourself,
Boom. Soy face.
subprimal.
Okay, what about soybeans? You don't like soybeans?
You don't like soybeans?
Are you joking me? Right
It's a natural. It's a
Estrogen.
natural. Okay, estrogen. What
Yeah.
about women eating soybeans?
You probably still don't want to do a whole. I mean, it's such a strong estrogen mimetic.
We don't like that.
Well, what happens with there's like this reciprocal relationship with estrogen and testosterone. Listen, we live in such an estrogen-dominated world, not in terms of like man and woman, but in terms of when you start wearing petrochemical clothing, when you start wearing xenoestrogens, like the perfumes and fragrances and the deodorants, those types of things, estrogen is just stacking and compounding.
So no soy. What about God?
This is a complicated topic.
Okay.
Damn, the dialectic is in.
Well,
Okay, go on.
Primal or subprimal? What do you
No,
think?
this is just a complicated topic.
Refuse to
Listen,
answer.
I believe that
He's
we're
both primal and subprimal if he's everything,
He's everything.
right?
Yeah, he's everything.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Technically, he's subprimal.
Okay, how about Jesus?
Look, you know what? I think this part is getting a little bit funny.
Okay,
You know,
we'll skip that. We'll skip that. If you're not comfortable, I get it. Yeah, it's a little bit. Wi-Fi?
Well, this is obviously.
Yeah, subprimal. Corporate America?
Come on. This is subprimal.
Subprimal, okay. Murder?
Well, it depends on what the cause is or what the reason is behind it. You know, like murder and fighting for your life, you know, has always been part of our
Primal.
evolutionary past.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good answer. What about regular colonoscopy checks after the age of 40?
I would say that's, you know what? I don't want to fuck anybody up with that. I'm not going to say shit, but I'll tell you off camera what that is.
You don't take a finger in the butt?
You know, I don't go see doctors.
You don't believe in
Here's
doctors?
here's what happens. You go see a doctor, they're going to tell you what's wrong, irrespective of you being as healthy as a mouse.
Yeah, so if you don't ask, you know, after ever know that there's something
here's the
wrong.
deal. I get it. This is a legitimate issue, and people do need to be diagnosed with this early.
Okay.
And so that's why this is such a nuanced topic. But here's the thing: you live the 9 ancestral tenets. You're kicking ass in life. You have great energy, a kicking ass libido. You don't
Your
need
prostate's gonna be the size of like this. That's what you're saying.
You're
It's gonna be
completely
tiny.
accurate. But here's the thing: people aren't living that way. People are living subprimal lives. Subprimal lives. You need to get that shit done.
If you're subprimal, you need a finger in the butt.
Sure.
Got it. Tucking your son in at night.
Oh man, I took my son and my kids for a while, so it depends their age.
Interesting.
It completely depends on
Little
the range.
nighttime. What about
child.
little nighttime story and it looked kiss
Yeah,
on
a
the forehead?
child. I'd say under 10.
Under 10, I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's primal. Okay.
11 though, cut that out.
Yeah.
Seafood.
Oh, that's subprimal.
No, here's the thing: is I said this yesterday. Landlocked tribes at war always would call it seafood to exchange at least one day out of the week because seafood was required to exchange their health and happiness. So seafood, fish eggs, and fish have always been. And listen, we don't do a lot of it, but one day a week we do some seafood.
Okay.
So I would say it's absolutely primal.
And how about keeping cholesterol levels below 200 milligrams DL?
Yeah, I'll let you know that that's synonymous with lowering your testosterone. Subprimal.
We don't do blood tests.
but we don't do it.
What about
I already did a blood test. It's online. Google it.
okay? What about the planet Mars?
I don't know anything about it.
We refuse to answer.
Are you giving? Is it giving vibes? Like, is it giving subprimal or primal vibes?
That seems pretty goddamn primal.
Primal, yeah. I mean, it's a planet. What about Mars, the Roman god of war?
It's pretty shredded.
What else is there about him? Tell me something about him.
I don't know. He's in the god of war. What about birth control?
Birth control's probably not primal.
Interesting.
You don't see
Condoms?
any,
Not primal.
Of course not. You know, but again, this is such a
Very
new topic.
interesting.
Agreed with that one. Condoms. Not
But you guys
primal.
must be using contraceptive. You only have 2 kids, and it sounds like you guys fuck like rabbits.
This is something that I'm going to go back to what I said earlier. You know, once we get into this level of detail,
We don't talk about that.
We don't.
Yeah, fair enough. Very respectful. What about selling feet pics online?
You know, I'm not really enjoying this anymore, so I'm going to be like, hey, look, yeah,
Okay, we can call it off.
yeah.
Yeah, we can call it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If you like doing that, it's just like I don't really enjoy that, and
Hey, you say no, and we're out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that was just a little game we prepped.
Damn, you had some crazy stuff in there too.
Yeah, I
We
just
wanted
thought
to
I'd
do
throw some
one-chip
curveballs in
challenge.
there. I don't know.
I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
one chip challenge in there.
Yeah, I thought maybe.
Do you
It's
you don't eat any spice?
Oh, we eat a little bit of spice.
You like spicy food?
I like some spicy food. Yeah,
Do you know what the 1-chip challenge is?
never heard of it.
So it's a tortilla chip, but it's carbs. You're probably not gonna be interested. But it's
It's spiced
Spicy?
with like ghost pepper, I think.
we all did it on the crew last week. It's very spicy, but it's fun because it's so spicy. It's like a
Oh, you want me to
challenge.
do that here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah, I
shit if
figured.
it's a tortilla chip. It's probably fried in some fucking vegetable oil.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah.
You know, but here's the thing. I will go on the what's it called, Hot Ones or something like that. Have y'all heard of that show?
Yeah, I was on it.
Sean
Oh,
Evans.
were you? How'd it go?
It was great. It's
You
fun.
went on Sean Evans' show. He's my mortal enemy. Did you know this?
Why?
He
Why?
doesn't even know it, but he is. He's my mortal enemy.
I was on there a long time
He
ago.
won
It
the
was fun.
Shorty Award over me the year I flew in with David Dobrik on the private jet.
Oh, that's not right.
He won a best breakout show over my show.
Would you lick it? Maybe do not eat it. Just
No,
yeah,
bro.
okay,
I'm fucking
okay,
licking
yeah,
vegetable
yeah,
oil.
Yeah, okay,
You know,
okay.
but you guys, this has been a blast. You know, again, I appreciate the hospitality, just putting me up and
Thank you.
making this happen.
Absolutely.
I want to do a part 2. You know,
Me
at
too.
some point.
Me
You know,
too.
let's
We'll
go create
check in.
value in ourselves, and that way we come back to next time, and everything's at another level.
Let's
We're gonna
go.
do the liver bone marrow.
So is this mine to keep?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Badass. And obviously we got your contact info. We're gonna make sure that you stay supplied with that.
Okay. You
But
want some of this?
I'll
Stuff?
take
Yeah,
some,
let's
I'll
do
take
it.
some stuff.
Okay, we're gonna make sure to get that
Yeah.
feed. Dominator, you guys here? Okay, can we just make sure to get a couple of rounds to the guys? Okay, badass. But once again, I said this in the beginning, how desperately I need guys like you for opportunities like this. I just want to repeat this. There's too many people that are hurting and hating their lives today. They're suffering at record rates. There's a better life to live out there. If you start living the ancestral tenets, start eating liver, stack the sun in the earth, tune into the Liver King message, and you're going to live a life that's goddamn worth living.
Yeah.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
All right.
We're wrapping it up. Unfortunately, we had the barbarian test. I wanted to put you through that, Hassan, but
What is the
I guess
barbarian?
you guys have another place to be, right?
Whatever John is saying.
Yeah. Okay. Which podcast is it? Oh yeah, you can go late to that one. He's not a
Freaking
big deal.
New culture, dude.
What's that? Okay, yeah, he said you'd have to go. Bradley Martin? Yeah. So,
Which camera? Because at the end, I always do a Liver King out. I want to be able to.
oh,
look
that'd
at
be
the camera.
yours, yeah.
Okay. You mind if I do it right now?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead.
Okay. So again, thank you guys, and now we're done. Liver King out.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a watch. That was a watch and a half. Now that I've absorbed it, I will be able to like process it. And Liver King, interesting guy. He's obviously not trying to be controversial. He is trying to get like a self-help message
We are now
out
entering the Great Hall of the Liver
there.
King.
Oh, the video's
Animals
restarting.
fall
Let
before
me
him. They cower
fix
in
that.
fear. That's the Liver King, baby. He's here. with Hassan, of course.
We're gonna turn
This is kind of a dream come true for us. We were
Absolutely.
we bonded over our,
It's gonna
our
play again.
admiration for you
Let's ignore
a
that.
long time ago.
Yeah, I know,
We are
yeah,
now
one-
entering the great hall of the
Video.
Liver King. I can smell you, by the way. I know you don't wear deodorant.
Turn that.
Melted tar, right?
Save
Well,
that.
not that bad. Melted
That's the
tar.
Liver
Oh,
King,
that's
baby.
I smell like a man.
Okay. No more video. Cool. Yeah, the Liver King. He was a great guest, entertaining, showman, even though he didn't think he was. You know, Ethan pointed that out for him. It was real sweet, real cute. Them eating the food, that's a whole gag. I'll watch the highlight of that. That's just a... I don't have anything major to comment on that. They tried the food. It was funny. It was funny. Good time was had by all. They got the Liver King good. They like they like kind of came out of left field towards him. He's easy to ambush. You know, he's, I guess, being cooped up at home, a little naive to the internet gang. You know, not YouTube brained, YouTube pilled. But what else? It's hard to remember more specific things. Maybe next time I'll like review each episode. Maybe I'll put out like Ellie like Pinky Maze reviews of h3h3. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 bow. Come on. There's people all around. So I'm taking a risk here. Ethan, dropping the 9/11 on him. I think we gotta move on. I think we gotta move on from that bit. That's just my personal opinion. I wouldn't make that joke. I wouldn't drop that joke on a guy like Liver King. It could. Sounds like he's probably gonna have their episode 2. They're gonna probably have some more strict guidelines, maybe, possibly. I don't know if it is having guidelines. Primal is having like topics that you don't talk about. Primal. Well, privacy, you know, like of a wife or whatever, and the wife or whatever, you know, just simplifying family life to whatever. Yeah, privacy of what you do in your house, sure, go for it. But is not wanting to get into a touchy subject, being edgy. Is being edgy primal? That's the question I've got. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just curious. Is being edgy primal? As a former edgy person, was I edgy? Was I wanna be edgy? I found edgy humor funny, but I never was edgy. Like, there's this cynicism to it, I guess. But, I guess I found more refined ways to get that itch, like Hassan's political takes. Where sometimes he'll make jokes in those serious matters. You know, levity and all that. I'm ranting a little bit, but that's okay. Actually, you know what? I want to see this. I want to watch this guy beat the Herald. See what happens. I'm kind of invested. Okay, okay. He's getting better shots off. Herald's kind of chilled out for now. Oh, they're still trying to range with a shotgun, but here comes another third party. They took too long. The fight took too long. People come to you in this game. He's running. He's gotta lick his wounds. He doesn't have any heals. I'm usually like running too many guns, but I guess he didn't really have a good chance to loot, huh? Oh, lucky day for him. Lucky day for Metallic Power Ranger villain looking dude. Looks like Lord Zod. Lord Zed. Yeah. Lord Zed. Listen to Ethan's recorded podcast. That was nice. It was very relaxing. I listened to it while I was doing a lot of driving. Happy I'm a member for that. I was honestly, I thought I turned it off. Budget's been tight. Oh, maybe I should. Oh, shh. Budget's not that tight. Anywho. Yeah, that was a good time. Being a Jew myself, I shared a lot of his curiosity. Had a work phone call. Nothing bad. Just heads up for my next shift. Getting the hours in at work, so that's good. This guy is still alive, huh? And it's still that same Scarlet player. Yeah. Came back. He is dedicated to getting this kill, this guy. Yeah, listing off all the misvote. Yeah, a lot of them. I agreed with Ethan's take on a lot of them. I'm a Reformed Jew myself. I'll try to get in once or twice a year. But you know, you go when you feel you need it. I feel. You know, being a Jew on my time. It's a little zen. A little solace in that. Kind of boring. Ethan hasn't hiked with Billy D. That's popping up on my Reddit. uh, this guy's going for it. Ooh! You hit the xenomorph! You ran over the xenomorph with the car. And he's jumping away. That's really creepy. That skin is pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. No pun intended. Dude's fighting the xenomorph. Just seeing these, like, it's like... Uh-oh. 11 o'clock. I think I should go now. I guess I'll look back on this video and just kind of laugh about it. You know, first step to doing something. Gotta do it. Then you do it better the next time. Get better every time. If you're listening to this in far-flung future, I like that meanwhile back. It just hopped in their car. Oh my gosh. Alright, get away from my spiritual rant. This Fortnite's pretty sick. Oh, I'm gonna call this guy Hot Tamale Man. Hot Tamale Man's doing good. But he doesn't have any mobility on him. He is closer to the ring. And he seems to be pretty good with those guns. Gotta go Hot Tamale Man. Ooh! Should have been watching for that. Oh. Okay. Okay. You know there's somebody else out there, you're looking for him. Like, where the heck did that shot come from? Oh yeah, but if you're listening to this in the far-flung random chance that this Lazy Bones actually turns a YouTube prophet, you know what I mean. Bad with my words at the moment. Just gonna get him. Fighting in the bushes. What is that, like Flash? Oh, it's Iron Man. Ooh, Iron Man. Kinda older skin. Ooh, Iron Man. Iron Man. Yeah, that'd be neat. That wouldn't be that would be neat. Just chilling right now. So if you want to enjoy this chill moment, watch a little Fortnite. This is what I'm offering. I'm just meagerly offering my Fortnite footage for free. That's what I provide to the world. That I enjoy doing. I enjoy helping others. That's why I think I'll always do my other job. Maybe I get a Get a job at a cooler company though. Or not cooler. I mean like a 911. I was thinking of doing my paramedic. Getting on the CTU and that's yeah, I haven't said too much there maybe. But yeah. I never really looked at the Iron Man skin, let alone his butt. There's 6 people left. We can jump around between 6 people. Oh, it's Master Chief versus Iron Man. Oh, is it only the 2 of them? Is like my... Okay, they're like previous. Ooh. These 2 are fighting. They're just out there. He hears the shots, he's trying to go after it. But what's Iron Man doing? He's playing it safe. He's chilling. It's like I'm right by the ring. Master Chief's checking it out. But he's being like somewhat cautious, cover to cover. I guess this was our mystery sniper. And ooh. Hmm? People are moving around a little bit, but Iron Man, he's just chilling on the edge of the ring. Menacingly. Master Chief's getting in, but I think someone's right above him. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Sting. One shot of that will do ya, huh? Wolf companion up. Things are getting spicy. Oh, they're like... If he turns left a little more, he's gonna see him. He's not checking that angle. Oh, he's starting to look that angle. Huh, it's kind of neat. Guess that's an ammo readout. Oh, Iron Man's got his sights. Ooh, deleted. This guy's hitting his snipey shots. Yellow guy here is getting hurted. Oh. Trying to mix them up. Disorient. It was like a discombobulate. Oh, it's down to Red Wings and dead game. She's healing. Oh, stuck on a reload. Oh. Red Wings figured it out. Red Wings had the guns. Oh yeah, I should end the stream. It's 11. It's past 11. Alright. Bye. Thanks for watching. Sorry my camera wasn't on this time. I'll figure that out in the future. Just go and get spicy. Spicy? Spicy. I don't know why am I saying spicy? What am I saying spicy for? This is gonna be chill. Just what we're doing here. A little funny, a little watchy, maybe some more review. I'll like take down like maybe I'll actually like take little notes so that I can go over the show like properly. Think of a name for it more properly later. Yeah, just gonna get back to it. Bye.